Fala galera do Flow Games, eu sou o Fênix e sejam bem-vindos a mais um Flow Games. Hoje, mais um programa especial. A gente já fez uma vez com um convidado internacional e agora a gente vai receber outro convidado internacional, mas antes, deixa eu apresentar os brasileiros aqui na mesa comigo. Primeiro, nosso amigo Micali.
Muito prazer estar aqui com você, Gui. Prazer, galera. Muito obrigado pela presença de todos. O assunto hoje realmente é muito legal. Tô ansioso por esse programa.
Vai ser bom.
E vai ser incrível. Fica aqui com a gente.
E pra mover esse conteúdo, esse assunto muito bem, a gente recebeu aqui mais uma vez Luis, RetroGamer.
Pô, muito obrigado pelo convite. Sempre bom estar aqui. Responsabilidade grande hoje, né? De ajudar aqui com o John, o cara é um ícone.
Essa é a primeira vez no estúdio, né?
Nesse estúdio, sim.
Você foi na Retrocon,
na Retrocon,
né?
Com o
Muito
Pablo.
bom.
Foi
Isso.
muito legal o papo com você. Tava lá, o Rato.
A gente fez um programa incrível. Aliás,
Exato.
obrigado por você estar aqui de novo, Luiz.
É isso, obrigado pelo
Muito
convite.
legal. Sua coleção é incrível. Eu te sigo no Insta. Sou fã, tá? Muito legal, cara.
Valeu,
Muito
obrigado.
E a gente tá recebendo aqui o convidado internacional, é um dos maiores colecionadores do mundo, John Hancock. Nice to meet you.
Nice. Thanks for having me. It's an honor to be here. Super excited to talk all things gaming, and I'm just blown away. Blown away to be here.
We understand that. Thank you very much for being here, John. It's really a pleasure for us. We understand that is your first time in Brazil, right?
Yeah. Love it.
So you're having a good time so far?
Not a good time, a great time. Like, all the things about like Brazilian food and hospitality, they're true. They're true. And it's like you think, oh, they have everything. Holy cow. I mean, just going to a very nice local bakery, between that and a steakhouse yesterday, going to a better one today, and visiting a city park, and just the hospitality in general, and just seeing a wonderful game store local. Oh my goodness. Just I mean, I'm just getting a taste of it. And that's even before RetroCon, which is going to be amazing. Yeah, it's like an appetizer, yeah.
Yeah, sure. E só pra avisar pra galera, a gente vai falar um programa inteiro em inglês.
Boa.
Vai ser legendado o programa, como foi do nosso amigo, meu brother, Pavel Sasco.
Seu brother.
Meu brother.
Seu brother.
Mas é isso, vamos mover agora pro inglês, virar a chavinha, né, de speak English.
Tackle switch.
E vamos mover o papo. So, John,
Yes.
you've been in Brazil since when?
Officially Monday.
Monday?
I got in
Okay.
kind of like Monday morning, then got to our hotel, crashed, slept a little bit. It's about a day.
It's
travel.
a long travel.
Yeah,
Yes.
16 in the air with over 24 hours with layovers and everything.
Yeah.
Three separate flights.
Yeah, that's crazy. But you came to Brazil to go on the Retrocon,
Yes.
right?
RetroCon, and I'm really honored that they're actually having me stay here for a week. They gratuitously are taking me around, showing me some game store tours,
Cool.
food, and the hospitality is second to none. Like, I mean, I'm just like blown away. Like, it's like, just the things I've seen already in a couple days. It's nuts. It's nuts.
When we first spoke to Tiozão to say, okay, we need to bring John to Brazil. Say, we need to make sure that he will have the best experience ever because we want him to come back here. So, we're doing our best to.
Yeah, Chuzon's hospitality, and if anybody knows him or was gone to his game store, second to none. Like, I'm saying this right now, like, holy cow. Like, I mean, just him as an individual is amazing, but like his game store, his staff.
Yeah.
And it's everything you would want in one game store all put together.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
really
amazing.
recommend it.
It's better than the US stores.
Usually. I mean, there's some amazing game stores in the United States.
Yeah.
But we're kind of struggling with some retro. Like, retro there is struggling in some areas. Like, I went on a road trip with my family, and I only saw one game store in 2 states. So, like, in the big cities, you still see retro stores, but in the countryside and smaller towns, they've all gone out of business.
Yeah. We went on the Games Dude recently.
Game
on
Dude store. Huge.
Yeah, huge store. A lot of games.
In Los Angeles, right? Like,
in Los Angeles. Some really old games.
Yeah. We had a great time there.
I love the old games.
Yeah,
we could save
the
a
old
little
games.
in our pockets. It wasn't that expensive.
Yeah.
But it is expensive.
It's
a very
expensive,
we are so happy that you're here, John, and congratulations to everybody at RetroCon for bringing you.
Oh, I'm so excited.
We are truly honored.
Yeah.
And Luis, we know that.
No, just to say, John, give to the people some introduction about you to everyone who doesn't know you.
Okay. So I have been in the game collecting scene for a long time. In fact, I'm known before YouTube for my game collections. I currently have like 35 complete US North American collections. Not all are complete in box. Most are. I have weird oddity stuff like N-Gage and Neo Geo Pocket. But then I collect weird stuff like the Ouya. Like, who collects that?
Yeah.
I do.
No one.
Yeah. And I kind of have a weird obsession with that. We can talk about that later. But so I started collecting early on. And I was part of some early forum days before social media.
Yeah.
Atari Age, Digipress was really a forum that I connected to early 2000s, getting information from other collectors. And so that was amazing. I had a lot of fun doing that. But, you know, I moved from Washington to, I moved from California to Washington, and I became known as for my collection. I was featured in Tips and Tricks magazine.
Nice.
January, I think of 2003 or 2004. It's got the Tony Hawk Pro Skater cover on it.
Nice.
When I lived in an apartment with my wife, and one room was dedicated to my collection.
Ooh, one room only.
So then, as I moved to Washington, I got connected with the organizers. At the time, wasn't even a thing, the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I was one of a few other collectors that helped organize that for the first 6 years. So as that grew, and it took a lot of time, I stepped down, did a charity event for 10 years, raised $100,000 for nonprofit local agencies. But along that way, I had a crazy game collection. Hey, you ought to do a YouTube channel. I kind of didn't want to do that, kind of put it off. I was featured on some other bigger channels at the time. Happy Console Gamer in Canada, John Lester, Gamester81, kind of an old school classic gaming channel. And then finally Metal Jesus Rocks. And so he had me on his channel. I then said, I'll try this YouTube thing. And at first I was uploading videos that I put on DVD and was selling at local shows. They were terrible. They're still up on my channel. They're nuts and bolts of video game collecting, but it was good information for collectors to learn how to collect. As time went on, I started doing original content, and then in 2015, my channel became monetized. But I started in 2009, so I did it for many years for free.
Nice.
And then been doing it for about 14, 15 years. And so just kind of grew from there. I continued to be a guest on Metal Jesus Rocks channel. And then kind of like a super band, kind of not broke off, but I really do mostly my own content, covering everything from Atari to Xbox. I'm known for my game collection stuff, but I like talking about homebrew and aftermarket games. I cover a lot of indie games on my channel. I do weird stuff. It's kind of a kitchen sink for like weird retro stuff, but it is a retro gaming channel. I focus on that. And, but I do incorporate some new content, especially if it has a retro look. So that's I'm kind of like a buffet for retro video games.
Oh, cool. I like this definition.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've been on YouTube since 2009?
Yes.
Yeah, that's
Dinosaur.
really early.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Dinosaur, and seeing it grow, good and bad.
Yeah.
I think it's more challenging for newer channels. I commend anybody that does it. I keep it hobbyist, but during COVID, I grew quite a bit. I've currently almost about 135,000 subscribers, and I just enjoy doing it. Like I do it now because I just want to do it. I don't really care about if a video does great, but I really want to talk about certain things, and I just tell myself, okay, I'm interested about this. I'm passionate about that. And I try to focus on those types of videos.
Right.
It's hard sometimes.
Yeah, that's the spirit. It is hard.
It's hard.
But if you sell yourself to the content, and then the audience notices it, and they stop showing up, and your numbers go even down, and that's the loophole of content creation.
Yes.
But awesome story, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I saw your channel. It's great. You tell what you feel. We can see that. So the way you do your content. And So, just for people to know, you are one of the biggest collectors out there.
I think so.
One of the biggest in the world.
No, I don't know if I agree with that. I think part of it is I've got to meet. I think there's some collectors out there that don't want a media presence. But thank you for that. I feel one of the mix of a mega collector, but there's so many different collectors out there. There's some that focus on prototypes. There's some that focus on kiosks and displays, and I see other game rooms that are just beautiful. They have great aesthetics like this studio.
Thank you.
I'm to be honest, kind of jealous of that. And so part of it is thank you for the compliment, but I don't put myself in that in that category myself.
Yeah, just for people to know, I think this is a great topic because when you talk about you have 34 or 35 sets, complete sets, what is a set?
Okay.
So how many units you have on one set of console or a franchise?
It varies. So like Virtual Boy is less than 20. So a set to me, and I'm a North American collector. So when I say I have a US set of something, it's not worldwide.
Okay.
Sure.
So all retail release games is what I identify as a set. Nothing else that's extra.
Sure.
It's something that works on that was released by that company for that game console. So like Sega Genesis, which is Mega Drive in Brazil, about 700 releases US. But then I also collect variations, and so I have the cardboard box variations,
special editions.
I love greatest hits. I'm a greatest hits collector.
Nice.
So I have the mega hits versions, the Sega Classic variations. My Sega Genesis collection was on public display, I think in 2019, 2020. I forget how many years ago it is, but yeah, I've had certain collections at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. But yeah, Sega Genesis, I could go talk about that forever.
Did you bring some of your collection to Brazil?
You know, it's tough with, I think, you have to identify business or tourists.
Yeah.
And so I identified as tourists.
Yeah.
But with that, I didn't bring anything to sale or any equipment.
Yeah.
I'd love to, but
it's hard.
Pretty challenging.
The airport stuff.
Yeah, it is.
One nice thing to explore because he's been collecting for a long time. And we are talking about some nice stories about how he got some of his collection, like paying very little price. So we can explore this one because old collectors, they have much better stories than people that are collecting recently.
Yeah.
It's much
good.
more expensive now to pay for a collection. So the Game Gear one and the one that you spend
the Game Gear is a
all
great
your
story.
money there, I think you should tell.
Two stories, and my wife present can validate the stress of one of those stories. But I'm not a rich man. I'm an educator. I'm a teacher by day. I do YouTube on the side, and I keep it hobbyist. But I've been collecting a long time, and things have gotten expensive. And so it's a challenge of like being passionate about collecting things and then what to do when like you're out of space, which I'm pretty much out of space. I kind of not semi-retired collecting, but the days of like grabbing, a paper sack full of games from like a yard sale or flea market, those days for me are over. I've climbed any mountain that I wanted to on collecting, and I'm grateful and I like seeing other collectors that have kind of like continued that. There's a video game votary as a friend of mine. He just finished his Nintendo Wii set.
Whoa!
And just seeing that's just like it's like a massive wall.
It's like a room just for the Wii collection.
Yeah, and I just like I personally can't do that, but I'm thankful and grateful that someone else did.
Nice. Yeah, Nintendo is huge.
Yeah,
in the United States, Japan, it's much more than it is in Brazil.
Yeah, completed the Wii U, which is like here's my Wii U library shelf. But Wii is just like
huge,
and then like all the accessories, and then there's like this weird stuff that was only in Mexico, and like all these. Oh, it's crazy.
And Switch will be a huge sale as well.
Yeah. 4,000 releases or something. Oh. God bless the people that are collecting that and going for a set. Like,
do you think that living in the West Coast is easier to find Nintendo games because Nintendo headquarters is in Seattle, right?
Well, we're blessed in the West Coast having some great game stores. You have like Pink Gorilla in Seattle, which is a chain. Just Kelsey, friend of mine, great chain. But then you had like Double Jump video games in Vancouver, Washington.
Close to where I live. It's fantastic
Yeah,
place.
SideQuest, which is in Portland, Video Game Wizards. Those are just some of my friends that have stores. And I do believe it's pretty easy on the West Coast to just get official Nintendo. A lot easier than Brazil, probably.
Oh, a lot easier. Yeah.
Yeah, because Nintendo, particularly, is. We talked about this in the other show about Pokemon, for example. It is one of the hardest franchises to reach in terms of price. It is pricey. It is very expensive. It's hard to find. What were some of the hardest games for you to search and get into your collection?
Oh, geez. What are some of the hardest ones?
Yeah, the hardest ones.
A lot of the obscure, like, if you go down like TurboGrafx, so TurboGrafx was barely released in the United States. And so tracking down some of those, I'm still tracking down like a couple CD games. Dynastic Hero is a super hard to get CD game. I don't have. It's spent thousands of dollars. So like the obscure stuff, a couple 3DO games, Dino Park Tycoon. This is kind of a stupid game that like nobody bought. That type of stuff is hard to track down. Saturn, a lot of Saturn stuff. I have a complete US Saturn collection. I have a video dedicated to it.
How many games more approximately for Saturn?
How many games? Like 200 and something, I think.
200 something.
I could be off, but it filled up my living room.
It's nice.
And but that was a fun. I like doing videos like that when I can. So for sure.
Yeah.
Fanta.
This is a different, but it's good.
It's a different brand, but it's good. Guaraná, something that American people love when come to Brazil.
That's good.
I understand.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good. I like it.
Approved.
Approved.
So today we presented a lot of stuff to him and his wife. Like they tried pão na chapa,
Pão na
pão de
chapa.
queijo,
is awesome.
brigadeiro,
Pão de queijo is awesome.
bolinho de bacalhau.
But it's like eating is no joke.
Yeah.
Like, Brazil, so I'm telling you, hey, if you like to eat, you need to go to Brazil. You need to go with someone from Brazil. And I'm telling you right now, like, come hungry. If you come away from a meal hungry, it's your fault. It's your fault. But it's been great. But yeah, I'm not used to the volume of eating. Like it's no joke.
Yeah,
like,
it's no joke.
It's good.
Yeah.
It's funny. It's funny how brigadeiro is something from Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had in my heart that it has a lot of sugar.
Yeah.
So I had in my heart that it was something from United States or Europe or
And it's not something that is hard to do. It's kind of easy to do, but it's unique from Brazil.
It's just like coxinha.
Exactly.
Coxinha is just coxinha is just chicken.
My wife, she loves that some. Yeah. And don't diet when you come here. Don't diet. Don't think about dieting. Have fun. Eat. Be merry. Exercise later.
Yeah. I've been to an event on Brazil that they were serving coxinhas to the public, but there were some people from outside of Brazil there. So they leave a sign on the plate telling what's this on the plate. And the coxinha sign was written, fried chicken balls.
Not the best translation.
Not the best translation.
This is actually a cut. How is coxinha in English? Little chicken fried ball.
Little chicken fried balls.
Little chicken fried balls.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But I think the catupiry was the highlight. When she tried the catupiry, like the coxinha frango com catupiry.
Yeah. The cream.
The cream, yeah.
The cream stuff.
The reaction.
The cream stuff is the best, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it is happy wife, happy life. So
that's so true.
That's good. That's good.
We are so happy to hear it because, we have brigadeiro, for example, coxinha, Brazilian stuff that I learned the other day that brigadeiro is from Brazil.
Yeah.
It was like the other day.
Yeah.
I'm from Brazil and I didn't know that brigadeiro is from Brazil. So it's funny.
Do
It's
you
funny.
drink alcohol?
I do not turn down that. No. Occasionally celebratory. Yes.
We have a nice drink in Brazil it's called caipirinha. Caipirinha is some vodka or cachaça, which is alcohol from Brazil.
Okay.
cachaça is better than vodka, and with some fruit like lemon or
Pineapple. Pineapple is very good.
Yeah,
Pineapple.
it's a nice drink. You should have it.
Strawberry.
Yeah, I'm a fan of vodka
strawberry.
cran. So in the States,
We'll have some today.
Yeah,
Like dinner,
and a lot of sugar on
That's
the
okay.
drink.
Yeah, just for
yeah.
to try it on.
yeah, I
Just
gotta
to
try it.
on.
I mean,
yeah.
if you're gonna go to Brazil, you gotta go all in. You gotta
Yeah.
have the food.
Yeah, sure.
That's the spirit, John.
Yeah,
Yes.
And Brazil is crazy because we have the south of Brazil, which have our own culture, its own food as well, and the north, it's a whole new stuff.
Yeah.
His own culture, his own food. It's amazing.
Just
Brazil
like the
is-
states, many different states offer
Yeah.
their own culture.
Yeah,
Like Texas has multiple different barbecue styles.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so just like Brazil probably
Same
has.
thing. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
Yeah, we love going to the United States and trying different food. We had a great time. This is the last time we went there to LA. We went to a Korean restaurant.
Oh.
Oh my god, we went
Korean
two
barbecue?
times. Two times
Korean
Korean barbecue. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
It's
We've
good.
been two times to the same restaurant in the
Because it
same
was
street.
so good.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now, if you're impressing Brazilians with your food, it must be really good.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
it was
it is.
good.
Yeah.
But coming back to the topic of collecting
Yeah,
video
yeah, the
games,
games.
because
It's flow games, not flow food.
flow food.
Yeah.
We can go that way.
But
Slow
gamers
food.
eat, so this was okay.
Yeah.
It was okay.
But I have one question for you guys both, Luis and John, because you are great collectors and great guys, which is more important.
Thank you.
And the one question I would like to ask you is, when did you begin your collection, and why did you begin your collection?
Yeah. And it's interesting because I think it's completely different
Yeah.
story. Like I play video games since I was 6. Like my first video game was in 1983. I got a Odyssey, the Odyssey from Philips. In
Mhm.
Brazil,
Yeah.
Philips was the
Nice.
Odyssey 2?
2. The
Yeah,
Odyssey,
Odyssey
2.
2.
That
Yeah.
for us here was the Philips Odyssey.
Okay.
Yeah, was my first one. So since 1983, I play video games. But I started collecting more seriously in 2017. So I'm a recent collector.
Okay. Right.
Yeah. And I started, I think, as most of the recent collectors, just trying to bring some nostalgia back,
Mm-hmm.
like trying to reconnect with some special moments, memories of my life. So I started buying the video games that I had back then, and it made me so happy. Say, okay, this is something that I will invest more for my happiness. Like it's a hobby for me. My YouTube channel is a hobby, and I found out that it's something that for me is special. And in 2019, I moved to the United States. I live in Portland, very close to John. We are
Nice.
almost neighbors.
That's right.
And,
Nice.
Yeah, and in the US, it's much easier to collect. Like
Sure.
you can have access much easier to games.
Sure.
And I think in the past 2 years, I kind of specialized myself in rare and obscure consoles. I love this kind of like segment of the video game. So that's it.
2017, like 7 years ago.
7 years ago.
And
Yeah.
did you start from scratch?
I started from scratch.
You had anything with you so
I
far?
have one Game Boy,
All right.
3 games, and 1 Game & Watch.
Wow.
The only things that I kept.
And then all of a sudden you just said to yourself, I'm going to start
Yeah.
collecting my stuff.
Yeah, then I met Tiozão, and I think
Ah,
I'm
nice.
the number 1 customer there.
Nice.
Yeah. But it's for me, it's kind of it's therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Like the collection.
Yeah.
I love the cleaning day is the most special day that I have. People always ask, it's hard to clean. Yeah, it's hard, but for me, it's a pleasure. Like I
a
spend
hobby.
a whole day like cleaning, removing everything from the shelves. Like
Nice.
I love
You heard some music while you clean?
Yes.
Nice.
The
Yeah, I like punk rock.
Nice.
Like
Punk rock,
No Effects is
okay.
my favorite band, so I put some punk rock and Pennywise, No Effects, and then just cleaning.
But
the
it has a
stuff.
therapeutic effect.
It has, yeah. And I do like 3 things: music, cleaning, but also I use this time to turn on my video games because it's important that you turn all of them on, like from
from
It's
time
like a
to
car.
time.
You have to
Yeah.
turn
Yeah,
them
yeah.
on from time to time.
So I
Yeah.
have my
Okay.
sequence. I turn all of them on, all
Nice.
of them, the handheld and the consoles.
Nice.
So,
You
yeah.
want more therapy? Come on over. So yeah, I got a whole garage. You can get
don't
all
like to-
therapeutic all you
It
want.
would be a pleasure to go to your collection and to do some
Yeah.
work there.
But I think you will spend like 2 days cleaning
His collection?
No, I think
or more.
More
Yeah.
than 1 week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do it. I can do
All
it.
right,
Let's talk more about
What
it.
about this huge collection?
Oh,
when did you
geez.
begin your collection, John?
So it's an interesting story. So rewind back to my family. It's important to know that my mother and father one was a hobbyist and another one was a kind of a closet collector. So my dad was a hobbyist. He was into everything from remote control airplanes to black powder rifles, archery.
Whoa.
And
nice.
he did build his own redwood strip canoe.
Nice.
He built two. Actually, one started and ruined, like he did it wrong and had to start from scratch. Took over a year to build it. It was beautiful. Anyways, my dad was a hobbyist, liked to be into hobbies. My mom liked to collect like porcelain dolls, Coca-Cola products. She would go to flea marts and I would go with her. And I got used to going to like yard sales and flea marts. Well, eventually I got comic books from my barber who gave haircuts, and he would rip the covers off the fronts of them. I'd still try to sell them at flea marts, and kids would buy them because comics at the time were still $1. And so I was selling for like 5 cents, 10 cents. I'd still make $20. I was making more than my mom at a yard sale. And she's like, that's weird. Well,
I can start a business here.
Yeah. So started there, and I liked comics. I was really into comics in like the 80s and early 90s. Read everything like Transformers, the Marvel Transformers comic book line, Iron Man, Captain America, Uncanny X-Men. Went from comics to baseball cards. So kind of did both of those at the same time. Did that for a little bit just because I played baseball growing up. That was my main sport I played.
Yeah, sure.
Baseball cards, then turned to action figures when the Power of the Force 2 line came out of Star Wars. Did that for a while, but really then from action figures to video games. And so probably for over 30 years, I really started going to yard sales and flea marts and collecting video games. Started off easy with like Atari. I got a black and white TV. My dad's like, you're crazy. Why do you care about a black and white TV? Dad, there's a black and white mode for this Atari system, and I can get games cheap. So went from there, started collecting Nintendo, a little bit of Odyssey 2, which is your Philips Odyssey. And it just kind of snowballed from there. Did I have a purpose at the time? No. But as it continued, I then really started thinking, this is becoming something else. I'm collecting what I now consider an archive of games.
Yeah.
It hasn't been fully determined kind of what the end result is, but right now my purpose is to have an archive of games represented. That's important to me. It's important to me that there's a representation of a complete collection. This is what a U.S. complete collection consists of. So that's where I'm at.
Yeah, you guys brought up great topic for us to discuss. We discussed that in the other show with Tiozão and the others about gaming preservation.
Yeah.
We know that the brands, they don't do a lot
No.
to the preservation of gaming, of video games, cartridge, CDs, or any kind of stuff. Consoles, you know. You brought actually the Xbox 360.
Oh, yes.
We can talk about this. The store is closed. It's not the end of the console. You can still play your Xbox 360. You can still turn it on. You can, the multiplayer is working for the games that have actual servers. So you can play. It's not the end of the Xbox 360, but it's the end of the store. It's the end of an era.
It is.
It is.
So I want to know from you guys, what do you think about gaming preservation? What the brands are not doing, they could do, any brands, Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, about gaming preservation.
Yeah. We're kind of talking a bit about this one. Like the different companies, they have different approaches for this one. But I think they could do much more. They have big assets.
Yes.
They have big brands, big assets that are basically, they're not doing that. They're like numb there.
Yeah.
So I see a massive opportunity. And
Konami owns all of Hudson Soft.
Yeah.
They're doing two things with all of Hudson Soft: Jack and Squat. They are doing nothing. They offer the TurboGrafx 16 Mini, and that was a great product.
Yeah.
Why don't you offer that games to other people?
Yeah.
If you're listening, offer the games to the public. They want to buy them. And if you don't offer that, that's leaving money on the table. So even on a business solution, you're being stupid about it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm just like, and that's just like a small fraction of there's tons of companies that could do so much more. People want to buy your games. Offer them legally. Other than that, and people are going to go elsewhere and get them, which they do.
And find a way, right? Because it looks like they are kind of holding the rights and doing nothing.
Yeah.
What do they want? They want to like kill the franchise or the brand that they have?
I mean, I'm sure it's an ESRB like rating hiccup, and I'm sure there's other aspects to it, but I think there's a lot of people frustrated that they want to legally support these game companies, whoever owns the games, and they just can't. There's not an option.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I'm sorry, I'm passionate about that.
And
We are. We all are.
And it's easy to see the trend because you have so many retro gaming channels and content producers doing well. So there's a trend there. There is a public to get this kind of.
Even in Brazil, the retro gaming community is growing.
It's growing
fast, and it's
beautiful to see that.
It's some stuff that the audience likes to see. You know, Retrocon is a huge event in Brazil. A lot of content creators go there. A lot of people go there not to see the content creators, but to see the games, the retro gaming community. It's an event. It's an event for the community. That's why I love Retrocon. But the companies in Brazil, they don't think about the retro gaming community, right?
They don't. And for me, that is kind of a low-hanging fruit there because it's not hard to connect retro gaming with the new generation. Sometimes I think that they put like a wall saying, okay, but that people are getting old and I don't see future in the retro gaming. But there is a way to do it. Like you see some like Mario, Sonic, they found a way to connect with the new generations.
Even this is this is something that brings the retro gaming to the new people that are playing Nintendo Switch.
And it's not a hard formula.
No.
Yeah. I mean,
it's an amazing product.
It is.
This one.
And it came in a very good price in Brazil. Actually, we were quite surprised. But John had a great take about this because Nintendo has a history with the World Championship stuff with Nintendo Power. So I think John can explain a little bit about this extra mile that Nintendo could go.
Yeah, so I guess I come from a lens of I love when a company celebrates their history. Let's start off there. I think that's a good start where Nintendo is realizing, hey, there's a lot of people that grew up with Nintendo, or they're seeing that there is a demand for that. Now they offer their Nintendo games on an online service. I did a recent video kind of talking about my opinions about that. But looking at this and looking at like say a smaller company, Atari 50, now it's a very popular product. Atari 50, Atari worked with Digital Eclipse, which is well respected. They did a compilation documentary, eclectic collection of video games on top of video narrative of Atari's history. It was really good. I feel that Nintendo, with its rich history of over 100 years, could really do, if it's not this product, something else. I want to know more about the Nintendo World Championship, the history. I feel like they missed it a little bit with that. It is a great product. It's like the TikTok of Nintendo games. Like it's like they have speed running here, and it's a good product. It is a good product. But I just kind of wonder. There's a historical aspect missing from this. I think people, if not this product, maybe something else. That even the Nintendo World Championship game, like how many people would want to play that and do their own speed run or point system? Why didn't you incorporate that with that? That would have been a great opportunity to introduce people. Hey, in 1990, we did this competition, and this is what the scores were. I don't know. It would have been great to have some interviews of some of the champions that were part of that. I know I'm friends with some of them, Thor Ackerlund and Robin Mihara, and it'd be great to like see. Anyways, I could go on and on and on about that. But the historical aspect is missing from a lot of compilations. I think Atari 50 is a good example where, hey, you can incorporate that into a collection of ROMs and you're going to make it special. You're going to make it more than just not lazy ports. This is not a lazy port. This is a really fun way of celebrating old ROMs. But it would have been kind of more interesting to see like pictures and maybe like production art or like the stories behind the 13 games in here. Tell me the backstory of Kid Icarus. Tell me the backstory of Metroid. What was the inspiration for that? Have an interview with the programmers. I would have loved to see that. And maybe it's a separate product, but it's Nintendo has such a passionate following. I kind of wish that Nintendo would understand people want to know your origin stories. I don't know. I could go on and on about that. It's a soapbox, I know.
We are happy to hear.
But yeah, I think for me it's like an 8 out of 10. It's missing something. I don't know. That something might be different for different people. For me, it's the actual games.
Sure.
It'd be great to play the 13 games that they celebrate in here.
With the speed running stuff and all.
Yeah. And I know Nintendo's kind of against that right now. I don't, but they've done it. They've done collections, the Super Mario 3D,
3D All-Stars.
3D All-Stars.
Yeah.
So they can do it.
They can do it. Yeah.
They can.
But I have, you said something that I have this feeling that even Atari that you brought as a good example, but I think all those companies like Sega, Atari, Nintendo, everything that they are launching now, I have the feeling that there is something missing.
Yes.
Like the Atari, the new VCS. It's a good concept. It's a different one, but they have only the Atari games there. They don't have the Activision games there.
No.
So the feeling is that, yes, it's 50% there, but I'm still missing the other 50% that could make the magic happen.
Yeah, the Atari
Sega the same.
Yeah.
Like the Game Gear Micro. It's nice, but it's not great. Like, why not? They do like great stuff.
Yeah, EA has a rich history of stuff.
Yeah.
And going back to even like the Sega Genesis days, amazing games.
Yeah.
Like I did a video covering ranking all of Electronic Arts games. Sega.
Oh,
this is Atari collection.
Yeah, so what you're missing here is Activision.
Yeah.
And Activision
Which is a huge part of Atari.
Pitfall, for example.
Pitfall.
The franchise is abandoned,
Absolutely.
actually.
It is the beginning of Activision, which is a huge company today.
You could see the Activision in the down
there
of the screen, you remember?
Yeah.
I mean,
and
what's happening
this collection right here, it's just like the beginning of the esports community.
Yes.
Right? Because today we have a huge sports tournaments with millions of dollars on prize pool, but the beginning of the esports, it was the World Championship from Nintendo, right?
What if they included the 13 ROMs and offered a speed run for those ROMs? As I mean, that to me would be, how many people would freak out? I'm gonna, a speed run of the Super Mario Brothers for this version and offer some framework around that. It'd be amazing. It would really update to. I know they kind of do that with like bite-sized parts levels, but I don't know. Seeing like the speed run of Super Mario Brothers, like I don't know what it's down to, but it's amazing. It's crazy fast.
But Nintendo is, I think, it's not good by making their old games for the New Republic, just like the Super Mario 3D All-Stars that they launched on Switch. It's just a port of the 3D games that they launched on 64, GameCube, and Wii. And they are, I think, nothing great about them. If you play them on PC, on emulator, you will get a nicer experience than buying the official game from Nintendo. That's crazy. And they, until today, they didn't release it Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask on Switch.
Which is
crazy.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, it's simply easy money from them. If they launch Ocarina of Time remake on Switch, doesn't need to be a new remake. They remake it on the 3DS. Just port it through to Nintendo Switch. They would sell a lot.
Maybe they're waiting for the Switch too. Hey, it's a launched title. You have to get the Switch 2 for it. I know the folks have been asking for it. Get the Switch 2 now, and you can play your Zelda collection.
This could give us a great cut, actually, because Zelda Ocarina of Time, people ask for a remake of this game. A lot of remakes. What do you think about a remake of this specific game, Zelda Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, the great question is, it should be a remake or a remaster?
Port.
No,
then it should be a port. Yeah, they would be a port.
No,
knowing Nintendo,
port is the lower level of the...
But knowing Nintendo,
Yeah.
You know,
May happen, yeah.
Yeah.
It happened.
I have strong feelings about this. I like it when a game redoes the graphics, changes the game up, but I like it when you like the Alex Kidd game they did for Switch, where you press a button, back to the original. I think if you're gonna redo a game, do it however you want, but have the access to play the original. Because that way, the people that are old or grumpy just want to play the original. They can,
You just brought something great. I played recently. It was great timing. All right.
Yeah.
I played the Halo Master Chief Collection.
Perfect. Perfect example. You press a button.
You press the button and you come back for the old graphics.
Yeah.
And you press the button again, actual graphics.
All the new.
I mean, in the same level, the same map, same enemies, same locations, old graphics, new graphics.
Yeah.
Just one button away from you.
That was amazing.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
That's interesting because I haven't been playing the Age of Mythology Retold, which is the new remake of Age of Mythology. And I was chatting with a friend that they changed the soundtrack of the game. They recorded again another soundtrack, and we thought, well, that's a shame because the original soundtrack was so amazing. It was some of the greatest content of the game, and now they change it, and you don't have the option to hear the original soundtrack,
Yeah. What John and Luis, what do you think about those remakes or remasters? When I talk about remaster, Nintendo, if they call a Zelda Ocarina of Time a remaster, we know that it won't be a true remaster. Yeah. It's gonna be a port.
Maybe because on 3DS
it's a great work there. But Nintendo, what they did, for example, with Skyward Sword, which is
HD.
a high definition edition. It's not something it's not rocket science, as you said, Luis. But what do you think about remakes or remasters? What is the best way to do it? To do this, knowing that gaming preservation is something hard to achieve these days.
Yeah, I think it's a hard one because I believe like inside Nintendo and the other companies, they don't want to be caught like in a nostalgia trap. They don't want to be kept in the past.
Good one.
They need to evolve the franchises, and they have a few options of how to do it. Personally, what I like, I think the Streets of Rage 4, for me, it's a great example.
Great example.
Yeah, they kept the same language, the same visual, but with a modern
same
touch,
gameplay style.
Same gameplay style. But I don't know. I have a 7-year-old boy. He played it and he liked it. So, but maybe it's just my influence there because he plays a lot of old stuff. For me, this is the formula that I would love to see for this old franchise.
So a sequel, not a remaster remake, but a sequel.
Keeping
take it in the same universe, make it new.
Yeah.
Add some modern features.
Yeah.
I love Streets of Rage. Streets of Rage 4. Yeah.
This is the Streets of Rage 4.
Just brilliant.
And you see the old characters, the characters from previous games, but they are older.
Yeah.
They're older.
I can relate to him.
Yeah.
He's older, a little fatter. He's more athletic than I would ever be, but
This is a very...
Eating food off the ground.
That's a great example.
Yeah.
And Age of Empires did this.
Yes.
Because they remake it, the 1, 2, and 3, but they did a new one, Age of Empires 4.
Great example.
Which is similar to the old ones, but updated to the new gameplay style from today.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
And couldn't you go back and play the originals? Didn't they offer that? I thought one of them they did, or no?
I think you can, because I have on Steam the Age 2 and 3 originals, and I can play it.
Yeah.
But if I want to play the remake, it's the Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition.
Okay.
It's another edition.
Do they have like a button to switch between the graphics or no?
No. It's
right.
separate games.
Yes. This is a great thing that Halo Master Chief Collection did. Why other games don't do it?
I think it's hard to begin.
Technically speaking.
But it must be hard to do. But I think all games should have this option through the new publisher.
Yeah.
Even just a menu to play the original.
Yeah.
Like to me, if you're gonna do a remake or a remaster, I think you need to at least talk about the history of the game.
Yes.
And if a long time has gone, I feel offering both versions. That way you're not stuck, what I feel is like not stuck in the past, but you're honoring your past, but not just relying on it. And that way you're offering something modern, because I think the the modern debate would be if you offer something old that's new again, it's just a cash in. If you offer modern upgrades that make the game better to play, I think it's the best of both worlds too.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I mean, do you like Halo?
Oh yeah, I'm a huge Halo fan. Yeah, that's great.
Halo is huge on US, but here in Brazil, it's not so much.
Yeah, West Coast it's popular because Microsoft is really in our backyard.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm a big Halo fan. I know some people don't like some of the more modern Halos. They've messed up with like multiplayer, but I think single player is still pretty good. I like it.
Agree.
I even liked Halo 4. Some people really didn't like Halo 4. I liked Halo 4. But anyways, yes, huge Halo fan.
Nice.
It'd be nice to see that company because there's rumors. Have you heard about the rumors about
changing
Halo
the studio,
maybe coming to PlayStation?
Oh yeah. There is
Yeah.
this one as well.
Oh, bring it on! Yeah.
I think someday Microsoft will open their games to PlayStation early, then PlayStation to Xbox.
Yes, I think that's true.
Will happen.
I think that they're going to offer more franchises. And,
have you played the Halo for the Atari 2600?
Yes. Better than that, I was at the debut of that in Vegas. So Eddie Freeze was behind that. So they were aware of this release. It wasn't some, you can't do this.
Forbidden
Yeah,
game,
so a whole show was dedicated to this release. I bought one of the first copies offered. And it's excellent. It's a great demake.
It is. Have you checked the prices recently?
Yes, I'm aware that
extremely expensive.
So
It is official, the make?
Not official, but a wink and a nod. It's okay to offer this.
Okay.
There is this.
So
There's one.
So the story behind it not being offered anymore is Atari Age was offering this game. It wasn't official from Microsoft, but there was Eddie Freeze, who is a big part of Microsoft, was behind this.
Yeah.
So one of the deals, I guess, and I don't know officially, but so Atari, when they bought Atari Age, they could no longer offer anything unofficially licensed. So any game that didn't have an official stamp saying this is 100% licensed is no longer offered. So the copies that are out there officially, now there's aftermarket and piracy and all that, but there's no longer any more official copies being made. So that makes this game, official release from Atari Age, more valuable.
Yeah, it's a relic.
Yeah,
I was surprised. I bought mine long time ago, maybe 4 years. I don't remember. And it's still sealed.
Oh,
and the other day I saw a listing at eBay like maybe $300, $400, something like just a wow.
And there's two versions. There's the original release at the show, and then there's the Atari Age store release, which has a different label. And so then you get down that rabbit hole, and then it's like, and then people want to collect both versions. I think there's technically like 3 or 4 versions of it. I have a friend that's like,
that's new.
Oh my!
But yeah, you could go down the collector rabbit hole with that. But yeah,
it's pretty decent. Like the graphics for the Atari.
I mean, you can see that it is Master Chief.
Yeah,
you know, you can see it.
Yep, and that you can tell the enemies. You know, and it's Halo, but it's on Atari version.
It's so fresh in my mind because I played the first game, Combat Evolved, which is still a great game.
Yeah.
Until nowadays, I mean, the gameplay is very wise because they did a shooter, an FPS, to work on a joystick control and not, the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
And you have like the grenade button, dedicated button for the grenade. You don't have to actually equip the grenade. You can throw the grenade just by pressing a button. So Halo is something unique. It's not that popular in Brazil, but it's something unique. But you actually brought a great topic, which is exclusive games.
Yes.
So exclusive games is a hot topic nowadays.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, Sony's going to open that door. Microsoft is already opened that door.
Yeah.
Is Nintendo going to open this door someday?
No.
What's your
Nintendo won't open
Nintendo is going to bring to
no.
their what's the name?
No, they will die before they release a Mario on PlayStation. They will.
I'm in 100% agreement with that. I think Xbox sees the writing on the wall with the Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be doing things for the Sony. I think they're going to more of a game service that they may eventually offer on something like a Nintendo maybe 20 years from now.
Yeah.
Definitely for Sony. I never see Nintendo doing that.
Never.
100% agree.
Yeah. Someday, maybe Sony will release their some games on PC. They are
it's already happening.
doing, but on Xbox, like The Last of Us. Someday.
Yeah.
I don't think it's impossible, but Xbox already released Sea of Thieves on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Was
and it's selling very well on PlayStation.
Yeah, good for
it's
them.
huge.
Yeah.
And they released what's the
Hi-Fi
game?
Rush.
Right, Hi-Fi Rush
and
Pentiment.
And the other one
Grounded.
is Grounded.
Grounded.
Yeah, Grounded.
And the less important are the consoles, like the physical consoles, the more they will open because they want to sell more. They want to have their games available for most people. And we see similar trend when we think about the streaming platforms that you have today, the Apple Store, you can access Prime, you can access all the other streaming platforms in the same place. Like it's a one-stop shop for everything. So I do see this crossover, and very soon I think we'll have not Nintendo.
No,
Nintendo, I agree that.
Yeah.
Do you think that I can imagine some games coming? For example, Concord. It's a multiplayer game coming this year from Sony. It's a first-party game.
A hero shooter.
Yeah. It's a shooter. It's a hero shooter. They are launching in the PC and PS5 at the same time, as they did with Helldivers 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right.
That was a big game.
And it was great for Helldivers.
Yeah.
The game is, it was very popular in Steam and PlayStation. But you imagine games like God of War or The Last of Us coming from other platforms in the future? I mean, Xbox specifically, because it's on the PC already. Xbox specifically, God of War on Xbox or The Last of Us.
I think will happen sooner than
we think.
Than we think.
Yeah,
I think
what we're gonna see is the demand for it and the money. So obviously, Microsoft is having some success offering cross-platform. So I think it might take. Now Microsoft's in a kind of a corner. So their Xbox is not selling as good as the PS5. So maybe it'll take something like that to Sony for them to determine maybe we should offer our games on other platforms and we're missing revenue. So I think that's what it's going to take. Microsoft is revenue-wise for Microsoft's doing great, but their Xbox game division is struggling. So kudos for them to doing that. I can't wait to see what else they offer. I totally would buy Halo on PS5, especially if it's like built from the ground up, which it's because of the engine. They're built. Part of the reason they're rebuilding it is a different engine. So I'm really excited about that.
I would love to know, to understand how the conversations inside the companies are happening. What is most important now? Is to subscription or is to the revenues from selling the games? And I think people are feeling exhausted of subscription. Like you have subscription for everything. There is a trend now to try to consolidate more than having multiple subscriptions. So I don't know. I'm just guessing. I don't have any numbers here, but I think they will make more money selling games, and then they need the games to be available in more platforms than the subscription itself.
It's interesting to see too that we live in this world where we're seeing more games we've ever seen before.
Yes.
But if you look at the current gen of current release original games, kind of starving. You look at all the franchises, and there's huge YouTube channels that kind of broke this down of over half of the franchises that have been re-released, they've been offered on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, Xbox One, some different platforms, and it's frustrating because I think people want to see a new franchise showing the power of a new console. And we haven't seen it as much. There was a huge discussion about Grand Theft Auto 6 and how they're kind of concerned because over half the population, half of the users are playing on PlayStation 4 still. So what is it going to, is Grand Theft Auto 6 going to be the game that finally gets people to get a new console? And part of that is, it's interesting. Is it because of the economy? Is that why people aren't upgrading? Is it because they don't feel like I can play all these games on my older platform and they run okay? It's interesting just to, think about that. Like Halo Chief Master Collection, that was an Xbox One release.
I think,
and it runs okay.
It runs
now
okay.
with the patches,
sure. They could just put the Halo Master Chief Collection, for example, in the PlayStation. Just put it there, the way it is.
People would freak out. People would freak out.
You think so?
Absolutely.
In a positive way.
Yes. Well, you would have some fanatics, Xbox.
Sure.
We always have
but I think the outpour of support,
Mm-hmm.
I think tons of Sony fans would
Yeah.
jump on that. I
Yeah.
finally can
Yeah.
play
Yeah.
Halo on a
Totally
Sony.
agree. Totally
And I
agree.
think mainly for multiplayer games, it's great to have
Yeah.
more people playing it.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
PlayStation players playing Sea of Thieves is a proof of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the game is, and you actually brought something great, which is you talked about PS2 and PS3, and people are discussing whether they are retro games or not.
Very,
I mean,
very personal.
Yeah, it's very
That's
personal.
a great question because I am the younger on the table here.
Yeah,
I have 27 years, and for me, PlayStation 2 is retro gaming.
Yeah.
Yeah. For
Well-
me, it is because I played when I was, I don't know, 9, 8 years. So it's my childhood
Yeah.
was PlayStation 1 and 2, and then 3. I don't consider
Mhm.
because
Yet.
it's but I saw when PlayStation 3 released it, I was a teenager already, so it is not too long ago, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
Sure.
It's
sure.
not too long to be retro gaming, but
Yeah.
PlayStation 2, sure.
Yeah,
is.
it's very personal, Luis. As you said. I mean, for me, I have 37. I'm 37. So I played PlayStation 2, for example, when I was a teenager, young adult.
Mhm.
But I consider a retro console.
Yeah.
PS2 games are retro for me.
Yeah.
This is for me. And PS3, in a while, they're going to be retro.
Yeah.
It won't
But
take long for me.
PS3, we
Yeah.
played GTA 5
Yeah.
on PS3, so it's not so long ago.
This is a great example.
We still play
Yeah.
GTA 5,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
now on
Yeah, it's going to
PlayStation
take
5.
a little more than a while, maybe.
Yeah,
Well, and it goes back to games take longer now
Mm-hmm.
to make it on the market.
Yeah.
And they're on the market a long
Mhm.
time. And it shows some of the stagnant development where people are still kind of waiting for the current gen to really show what's the difference between an Xbox Series X and an Xbox One.
Mm-hmm.
And that's hard when both games have to be made for both platforms.
Yeah.
And so you're seeing some of that. For me, retro is defined by 2 years, generations past, or more than 10
2 years, generations past.
two generations past,
All right.
or 10 years.
Or 10 years.
So like we to me is retro.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because a lot of people it's funny. I was working with a coworker and she's a lot younger, 27.
yeah.
So she's 27. She's like, oh, if only I could just play retro games. I go, what's retro to you? She's like, I love my Nintendo Wii. And I'm just like, I could feel the gray hair on my beard getting older. I'm just like, oh, that stings a little bit. You're not wrong. But I thought about it. Well, when did you play Nintendo Wii? Oh, I was in high school, it was freshman year, and I was playing these games, and I loved it. I could play it with my grandma when she was alive. I played Wii Sports.
Yeah, with
And even though
sports.
there's Wii Sports on the Switch, it's different with that.
Yeah,
that
sure,
controller.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Switch Sports isn't
Yeah.
the same thing, you know?
No.
It's not the same impact.
Yeah.
Because it's not the first time.
Many people played Wii Sports, and
Uh-huh.
as much as I'm not a biggest Wii fan, I still consider that retro because of the age, and it's more than 2 generations old. You had that motion bar and all that craziness. For the top 5% of games, it was a good console.
Well, you gave a great parameter. What about you, Luis?
My I think is
What
very
is a retro
personal.
game for you?
So I played video game like crazy up to the Super Nintendo. Then I had a stop. I skipped the 5th generation. Like I didn't play Saturn, PlayStation 1 back then. And then I played it back with the PS2. And then I saw the
Nice.
3D open world. And for me, that was, wow.
Yeah.
That's too modern for me. So for me, PS2 onwards, I put in the same group of modern video
modern.
games.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I know that some people say, you're
That's
crazy. But it's my definition.
Sure.
It is a fun fact because I have a RetroGamer Brazil channel in YouTube, but I talk much more about the 1st to the 5th generation. That's the main focus in my channel. And sometimes people go there and say, how could a RetroGamer channel don't talk about GameCube? You don't talk about like the Xbox, the first one. I said, do you know that video game history started in 1972? That we have 5 generations before the one.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, retro gaming is up to the 5th generation. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, say how
nice.
easy it is. Say, it's easy. Why don't you just make a YouTube channel and you can talk about GameCube?
Exactly.
And take public comments and
I
say,
will watch your video to learn
Yeah.
from you. Like,
and but all the comments will be positive.
Yeah, I mean, this is so personal. I mean,
Yeah.
it's actually a great topic for a video.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What is a retro game?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is?
Yeah.
It has to have a lot of pixels
Yeah.
in it,
Yeah.
like Super Nintendo or before Super Nintendo, afterwards. I don't know. It has to. It's a 2D game.
Yeah. I mean, Xbox 360 is a retro game.
It's like PS3, so it's not a retro for me yet.
Yeah.
It's the PS3
Yeah.
pair of the generation. So I kind of give this parameter
It's too
for Xbox
modern
360.
to be-
Too modern, but
yeah.
in a
It is too
while,
modern.
I mean, GTA 3, which is the definition of open world for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's a retro game for me.
Yeah.
Nowadays, it wasn't for 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But nowadays, GTA
Yeah.
3 is a retro game for me.
But I think the evolution of the games is not growing too fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we are not too far from Xbox 360 era.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the games today are not too different from this era.
Oh, you
Mhm.
said a
But-
word. Xbox 360 Marketplace.
Oh, yeah, this is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Press F.
Womp womp.
Press
Press
F.
F
You
on
know
the
press
chat.
F, the main press F?
Press-
Press F. When
You,
we use...
you don't have this meme on
Oh,
US?
Yes.
Yes.
Probably. I'm old though.
Yeah, yeah, it's... But I
Yeah,
see it's
it's a
popular in
meme.
Brazil. It's popular
Yeah,
in
but
Brazil.
it is a meme from Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, it's a scene on the campaign which shows press F to pay respect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
and
press F,
you
yeah.
press F to pay
So
respect.
press F to something, rip.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
rest in peace.
Yeah,
Other way to say rest in peace.
Yeah. I mean, you say even probably in the comments, like you say any platform of that era,
Mhm.
PS3,
Mhm.
Xbox 360, PS2. That's people's childhood.
yeah,
That's
Yeah.
people, and
Yeah.
some people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's retro," or "That's." I remember, you say those platforms. I won my 360 in a contest. I got it before launch, 1 week early. I came with Perfect Dark, which wasn't that good on 360, but still,
This is the actual...
Yeah.
Yeah, this game is
yeah.
one
And
of
I
the
just,
best Call of Duty out there.
Yeah, and I just,
There is the input saying press F. It's gonna show up on the screen.
Yeah.
Th- there it is. There you
Yeah.
go.
I love that.
So press F is like something huge in
Yeah.
Brazil. When you
Yeah.
want to say rip, rest in peace, you just say press
Press
F.
F. Yeah,
press F. Okay, I learned something new.
So press F for the marketplace for the Xbox 360.
Yeah. And I had that 360, and I will never forget. I won a console in a Mountain
What a
Dew
console.
contest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my mother-in-law gave me a contest. So you type in this code is every 10minutes.com Xbox contest. You put in a code, and every 10 minutes they were giving away a console, and they were doing that. They gave away a lot, and I won one. I was freaking out. Got a shirt, got a postcard, got a
Yeah.
hat. I still have the postcard and the shirt. My console red ringed, so it
Nice.
died long ago.
let's go.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Xbox
Good.
360, we were talking about that. It's huge in Brazil because of piracy. Of course, we cannot avoid that. But it is huge in Brazil. It opened the door for the brand, for the Xbox brand to be here. There is this one guy called Guilherme, your brother in name,
Yeah,
Guilherme Camargo.
Mashallah.
He was the one of the most important
Yeah.
guys that brought the brand to Brazil.
Brazil.
He's a very respected guy in Brazil.
Yeah.
He was one of the responsible for bringing
he
the
is
Xbox
the
here.
director of my post
Yeah,
graduation.
he's the one. He's the one.
Yeah,
He's great.
Yeah,
He's great. He's great.
Very
But yeah, I mean, it's not the end of the Xbox 360,
No.
as we said. It's the end of the
The store.
digital store. Yeah.
Yeah.
But what do you guys think about digital stores going to an end when you talk about gaming preservation?
Yeah. Well, Dan, every time that this kind of thing happens, I say, okay, I'm so glad that I still have my physical old games because they are mine. Like the digital one, they are not yours. Like you pretend that you have it, but you don't actually have it. So when the store is gone, the game is gone as well. For me, it's sad. It's sad.
Yeah.
It is sad.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just another example. The gaming community does not like when stores shut down.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Steam. Why is Steam so popular? Well, Steam has been around a long time.
Yeah.
And it's not shutting down.
Yeah.
And it's the same store. I wish console companies would take a look at what Steam's doing and say, okay, no more offering a specific store for this market. We just have a store. And maybe this game only works on these platforms that we offer, but just make a store.
Yeah.
You just released the beast on this guy here.
Here's the store. Here's the store. And this console will play these games, but this store won't go away.
Yeah.
He's a huge fan of Steam.
And it's
That's what,
I am a huge fan of Valve.
Yeah.
And
I love my Steam Deck.
I love my Steam Deck as well.
You just released the beast on him.
Yeah, I love it.
The Steam beast on him.
But Steam is here since 2002, I think, and never changed it, never closed it.
Yeah.
The games that they removed from the store, it's because the companies that owns the game created their own stores, or someone else bought the exclusivity, like Epic. But they always have the servers. Everyone in PC gaming comments on this stuff of having a physical media. On PC, we don't have it anymore. Yeah. No one has. Well, someone has some copies of old games, but the new games on PC doesn't have physical copies, and that's because of Steam. Because on Steam, you don't have the game. It's just like these stores from Xbox and stuff. But Steam is always there. You can always rely on Steam.
Yeah.
I don't remember one day that I wanted to play some game on Steam and
it wasn't there.
Yeah, it wasn't there, or the servers was down because I have this problem with Origin from EA. I was playing Jedi Survivor, and the game crashed because the game was poorly made for PC. And when I was opening it again on Steam, it opens the Origin app, and the Origin app just knows, warns me, the EA servers are down. You can't play this game right now. And it's a single-player game. And I can't play because orange servers are down. That's dumb, you know?
It's a big frustration. Like,
I personally prefer the physical media as well. But in the digital front, Steam does the best job in keeping the games there. When we talk about gaming preservation on the digital front of things, not the physical side of things, Steam is the best one. I mean, by far.
But maybe for the future, Nintendo does it because Switch is here for a long time. Maybe we'll become the
number one console.
On the world.
Yeah.
And the Nintendo eShop on Switch must be the standard eShop for the future of
we
Nintendo.
Hope so.
Yeah.
We really hope so. Yeah.
Like Switch 2, or we like to call it Super Nintendo Switch.
Oh,
it's
love it.
The perfect name.
Perfect name.
Super Nintendo Switch.
Bring all the generations together. Like
sure.
And it brings us the nostalgia of Super NES and Nintendo NES.
But it must use the same eShop as the Switch.
Totally agree.
Just like the same cartridge.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think that Nintendo will remain with the same cartridge?
Backwards compatible with the first Switch?
They have to with the Switch too.
Yeah,
they have to. Full 100% compatibility. We'll see that. There's been some discussion on how thorough that will be. They have to offer the same store. They have to offer at least some backwards compatibility, and they have to offer physical. For Nintendo clients, I think while a majority of people play digital on the Switch, the study shows there's passionate collectors, and there's collectors that really Nintendo Switch is really one of the only physical holdouts. Because you're seeing now it's PlayStation and Switch and oftentimes Microsoft's not even offering a physical release.
Yes.
So they have to. I think it's their base. I really, really hope that they start thinking long term. One store, this store goes forever. If they announce that, I just think there would be some ease and relief for some collectors out there, because, like, I don't know about you, I'm tired of having stores shut down.
Yeah.
It makes me, I have impact on future purchases that are digital.
Yes, of course.
You don't trust.
My Steam
Yeah.
sales purchases over consoles digital, I get cheaper deals on Steam.
Yeah.
And it's going to be there
Much cheaper.
for forever. Like, in my opinion, it's a safe bet to buy a Steam game over an alternative marketplace, because they've been around 20 years.
And we will want to have a PC too. You know, a new PC to in the PC era. And so I think forever we'll have Steam as the main store on PC.
Yeah, I think so. And we hope that we were hearing rumors about Steam coming on consoles. I mean, if they somehow brought a store to the consoles, so you can, you could use the client, the Steam client.
But I don't think it's the.
Yeah,
they don't want it.
Yeah, it's not something I imagine Gabe Newell doing.
Yeah,
Gabe Newell, the one behind the.
I bet
Microsoft,
Valve. Of all the companies, I bet Microsoft would be the first to do it.
Yeah, Microsoft would be the first one.
And Microsoft is close to Valve.
Yeah.
They are both inside.
Yeah, they want to bring Game Pass to all the devices they can.
Can you imagine that happening? I'm just like, I got tingles thinking about, like, oh my gosh, if they offer that, people would freak out. That'd be great.
I think Game Pass should be on Steam.
Yes.
I don't know why it isn't.
Yeah.
Because it's no EA Play is on Steam.
Yeah.
Why
Play
Game
is on
Pass
Steam.
isn't?
In Game Pass, you can have a PC and get Game Pass.
Yes.
And you can even stream. You can even have an Atari VCS.
Yeah.
And have a Game Pass option to stream your games on Game Pass.
Crazy.
It should be everywhere.
Crazy.
Like, most of the TVs now, you can play Xbox without having the console. So
Yeah. Come on, Microsoft.
They just released the Fire Stick with Game Pass
from Amazon.
Yeah.
With Game
Come
Pass.
on, Microsoft.
They even sell like bundles, the Fire Stick and controller, and that's it. You just need the controller and the Fire Stick to play.
$200.
Yeah.
And you play every game on your Xbox.
Yeah,
Game
but
Pass.
I think Game Pass.
It'll happen,
it will happen. I think Game Pass, as you said, Luis, Game Pass we have on television, we have on devices, handheld devices. I imagine Game Pass coming to PlayStation someday.
Yes.
Nintendo, maybe it's gonna take a little bit
pretty
more
close,
time, but they're pretty close though.
They're pretty close. I actually think Microsoft's moving that way to jump on what you're saying. I see Microsoft offering their Game Pass as like their main product for gaming and getting away from hardware. I think it's just a matter of time. Might be 10 years, might be 20 years, might be sooner.
Yeah.
I see that. I really do see that coming.
Yeah. And another great topic. I want to see what you guys have to talk about this. The end of consoles.
Yes.
People, I mean,
that hurts me. It hurts me.
Because someday will happen.
You are great collectors, great, you talk about gaming preservation.
Yeah.
I think you guys have great takes on this.
Yeah.
So, people are talking about one more generation of consoles.
Yes.
One more generation of PS6. I think we were going to have PS6, but I don't know about PS5, PS7. I don't know. I don't know about that. The next Xbox is there. Sarah Bond and Phil Spencer talked about this a lot. We're going to have the next Xbox, so we have the next Xbox coming. But the next one, 10 years from now, I see Nintendo doing consoles.
Yes.
But Sony and Microsoft are bringing me doubts. What you guys think about the end of consoles? What's going to happen?
Yeah, it hurts me. I think similar for you. I love console. I think I'm kind of consoles for me. They are more than consoles. Like if you see the consoles from the late 80s, 90s, it's a piece of design. It's something beautiful. For me, it's part of my decoration.
It's an experience.
It's an experience. I love it. There's a lot of story.
Even this one newer, like GameCube, it's pretty.
pretty.
Beautiful.
It's
It's
pretty.
beautiful.
It's pretty.
Yeah,
Really like
it's
it.
pretty. Well, the Mega Drive for me, like kind of a very aggressive
It brings,
visual,
Yeah.
very aggressive.
but
very aggressive.
beautiful. So I think we lost it. Like
Beautiful.
for me, the newer consoles,
Yeah.
they don't have the same charm
Yeah.
than the.
Yeah.
It's a
the-
media box.
It's
Yeah,
a media box.
yeah.
But with that
Boring.
being said, I agree. I think it's two different
Mm-hmm.
clientele. Like a PC gamer uses their PC, they sit in front of a PC, they do
Yes.
multitasking. But I'm a console gamer, so I come home from work, I want to have a snack on my couch.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Netflix, put on Netflix. I want to use
That's it.
Have some chips or
This is just me.
Yeah.
You're describing there.
Yeah, I just
describe it.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm tired. I don't want to think. I want to watch some murder show on Netflix or something. And like
I don't want to, see
Yeah.
Windows.
Yeah,
I want to turn on my television and see my console.
yeah, and I think that's a different person than a Steam user,
Mm-hmm.
a PC
Yeah.
user that's maybe more technical,
Mm-hmm.
that maybe does more computer work. And part of that too is I do a lot of work on my computer, and there's sometimes I want to say time out. I want to turn my brain off and sit on the couch and watch something through a console, which is
Mhm.
I use my Xbox Series X, and
Sure.
I use it for I love it for a media system.
Yeah.
But if I want to play a game, I flip a button,
Right there.
play Master Chief Collection, something great. I have Game Pass Ultimate, which is
Yeah, we
Fantastic.
have it as well.
God, it's
Yeah.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's like I'm overwhelmed. Sometimes it's just like scrolling through endless games of like what
Yeah.
to play. But for me, I think it's two different people. Like I think consoles will always be there because I think there's a population that wants that connected to a TV,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
not a PC, which is to me a different experience.
Yeah.
And families don't huddle around a PC. I'm sorry, they don't.
Yeah.
It's more
Yeah,
of
they
an
don't.
individual thing.
It's
Yeah.
more
Yeah,
of a like if I want to play a multiplayer game, it's going to be in front of
Yeah.
the console.
On the US, when they were advertising PC to the people, they did some advertisement with a whole family on one PC with one playing and the others watching
Doing
on
other
the
stuff.
screen.
Huh?
Doesn't make sense.
Doesn't
That
make
doesn't
sense.
happen in my house.
Not what happens. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't
It's like
make
my wife's
sense.
like, "You want to go play on your PC? Okay, have fun." You know?
Yeah, sure.
But every time that I feel like this, I think, okay, I'm not the target. I'm not the audience that they're
Mhm.
looking for. So yeah, it doesn't matter if I don't like it.
Yeah.
They're not thinking
Yeah.
about us here. And if you think about the new generation, they want to have like access where they go. Like
Yeah.
that. So it will be less about the physical things. And if you can have like a virtual screen, just going here and playing with your mobile,
Yeah.
that's the future.
Play on
It's-
cell phones.
Mhm.
What about
Yeah.
playing anywhere? Like
Device.
PC,
Playing anywhere.
The
handhelds.
the company that
Yeah.
offers
Yeah.
the gaming experience on whoever you are.
Yeah.
PC, home, phone.
Yeah.
That's
That's
gonna be
the
future.
dream.
That's the
Yeah.
future.
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's what Xbox is trying to do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They have the Xbox Game Pass app on cell phones that runs cloud. They even have the cross save, cross progression
Yeah.
through Xbox, PC, and cloud.
Yeah.
So they are trying it.
Yeah.
They're trying. Do you think, Luis, that Microsoft and Sony are going to stop doing consoles in the future?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so. Just bringing like a example from my house. I think 1 year ago, maybe my mother gave to my son, he's 7, an Xbox One. He
Mhm.
was okay. I want to have an Xbox. I want to have an Xbox, and he was super happy. Maybe a month after, we bought a new TV, and it came with the Game Pass there.
Mm-hmm.
And then my son said, "Why do I need a console if I can play on my TV
Yeah,
and I have access
it's
to
about
all
the new generations of players.
Yeah, I said, okay, it's much better, the experience of play. But I said, no, you will play in your console. Like, you're not allowed to play on the TV. Like, you need
You
to.
must be retro.
You must be retro, and you need to. Now he's playing in the console, but he's all the time saying, when I will be able to play on my TV. Okay, maybe hold for 2 years more. But you cannot control. Like, this
Sure.
is much easier. So I think I agree with you. Maybe we'll see one more generation.
Yeah, one more, and then I think it'll be.
But
like
what
a
about
digital-
Nintendo
No.
in this? Consoles forever for them?
What I think,
Until they make money, until they stop making money.
yeah.
Yeah, they are the only
Yeah.
ones that make money with the console.
Yeah, that's
So,
the thing. That's the thing.
that's
money
the thing.
talks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Money
I
talks.
see Nintendo is awakening also for something that they own the most, let's say, important assets from the video game, or not the most important, but they own big things. So they are now, I feel that they are awakening for, they need to have an amusement park, the one that they have in Universal Studios.
Yes.
They can do movies as Mario. So I think Nintendo will open a bit their scope to do more things using their content with other medias or with experiences. Nintendo has the potential to open a park in many countries, not only in the US and Japan. Like,
I think if they're going to think about moving beyond consoles, they really have to rethink their online multiplayer capabilities. I mean,
yes.
I mean,
Perfect.
I mean, I compare their online offering sometimes to like feeding a hamster.
Yeah.
Have the hamster running a wheel.
Yeah.
And that's why, for online multiplayer, growing up with Xbox, I mean, that's like great. And it has problems, but comparing that to really what Nintendo's offering online, not so great.
Nintendo never offered a good online service.
So I mean, they have great franchises, and they're gonna take advantage of those franchises as much as they can. But within time, this is unique. This is gold. If they stop selling, if someday they stop selling as they sell nowadays, if they stop selling, they're gonna try to reach new ways. To reach their audience.
Yeah, that's the Nintendo thing. They always try to innovate.
They do.
They're
very creative.
something
They're very
new.
creative.
When they did the GameCube, they were trying to compete with PlayStation. They saw that's not their game. Their game is something else. Then they did the Wii, which is amazing. Experience to play. It's a new experience.
The Wiimote.
And then the Wii U was a failure because we was not too innovated. It was just like Wii, but with a new controller.
It came out, and I didn't even know. Like someone says, if you thought about the Wii U, and like I'm pretty much into collecting games. I was like, that's like just the Wii with HD like option, right? They're like, no, it's new console. I'm like, oh, I'm done. Like, I had enough Wii.
The Wii U
is like a Wii Pro. You know? It is
like an extension.
A new console.
It's like an extension of the Wii.
Yeah.
Do you guys have? I see that there are relics on the Wii U library. Do you guys have a Wii U collection with you?
No, I have the console, but I have a very
games
small
for Wii U.
library.
I mean?
I have like maybe
full
5,
set.
6.
Oh,
games.
few games, just a few games.
You have the full set.
Full set?
Full set.
How many units? Do you remember how many games?
Oh, not many.
More
Not
than
something.
1,000?
What? Oh, for Wii U?
Yeah.
Not digital, but just physical is like 100 something. Like
100 something.
It's not
It's not that
something.
big.
no, Wii U very small.
Yeah,
Very small.
But they released some nice games on Wii U. Just like Zelda Breath of the Wild. I played first on Wii U, then later on Switch. The Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is a game from Wii U, not from Switch.
There is the Wii U.
That's
And
crazy.
Smash Brothers had the I have the pack in with the GameCube controller.
Yeah.
And that's pretty hard to get now.
remember.
But
Super Mario 3D Land.
Yep.
It's a great game.
Yeah, 3D
3D
World
World,
actually.
3D
Yeah,
World.
It's a great
World.
game. It's a great game.
so yeah, I mean, I think that eventually, I think Nintendo's sales is going to matter.
Yeah.
And not every console goes from hit after hit after hit. And in fact, PlayStation has the best record
Yeah.
from
They have.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Even PlayStation 3, which was like a bump for them.
Yeah.
But, you know, at the end of the generation, they did good.
Yeah.
And Nintendo is worried about the end of what is after the Switch, which I think they consider the Switch 2 part of the Switch franchise. They are concerned about what is the next big hit because they're not afraid to try something radical.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
And you don't want to rock the boat too much from the public.
Yeah.
But Nintendo's cycle is kind of predictable. So if you go back, they always have like a big thing. Like think about the NES.
Yeah.
Nintendo was not part of the second generation. Then they launched the NES and they kept for a long time.
Yeah.
They saw the fourth generation coming with the Genesis. Took a while for them to release the Super Nintendo. Then the Super Nintendo came. Nintendo was the last one to enter in the fifth generation, considering the big brands. So they launch a big thing, they hold it. They have some failures there, like the ones that we mentioned, the Wii U. But I expect that they will come with a big thing sometime. Maybe something that we are not expecting.
Do not ever count them out. Like I appreciated the Switch when it came out because after the Wii U, I was like, the heck is this thing? So they totally thought the Switch wasn't going to make
It was like in the shadow of the Wii
I
U
just,
a bit for a bit.
I just thought it was a little out there, like little dinky controllers, and like I underestimated what they were thinking about. I mean, it just is huge. It's huge. Collectors, I think gamers, it's convenient. You know, I'm a teacher. I'm an elementary school teacher, and I work in a place that doesn't lower economic status, and so a lot of my kids know what a Switch is. Play a Switch. Nintendo has really continued their legacy with the movies and other merchandise or amusement park. Don't ever count them out, because I think
I have this feeling.
Yeah. They have a very educational side on their games. Nintendo.
I want to open this.
Yes.
Yes.
Because I think this is a strange release from Nintendo. I never thought they would release something like that, and it's a nice release on the physical side. You know, the package contains a lot of great stuff.
Yeah, they released officially in Brazil.
No,
they released officially in Brazil. It was hard in the day that we unboxed it. Yeah, Davey was having the same struggle. Yeah, that's the one.
So can I say a collector's tip? This is for collectors out there. If you want to open it up and not crease the top there, use a butter knife or a screwdriver, and you just pry it open. And if you do that slowly, you won't crease the top.
But on the front, in the center.
Yeah, right. I'll show you right here. So just a random collector's
How
tip.
to open a box without hurting the box.
A butter knife or a screwdriver.
On the sides.
Tilt it up. Just pop it up a little bit, and this won't crease there. That's a crease now.
Yes.
But anyways, that's a collector in me. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Great advice. Now you know how to open a box without hurting the box.
Yes.
Yeah. I bought one of these for me, but close it.
And then some collectors even have like rubber gloves on so they don't get their oils on the boxes.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah. Sorry.
I see some YouTubers doing that. They do unboxing wearing gloves.
Yeah. There's a nice thing. It's the physical media. Yeah. But
sealed.
I love it.
Yes.
This is nice.
Open.
This is nice.
You can open.
You can.
This has got what I like about what Nintendo did with this is it's a resealable bag. So for collectors right here, and I'm gonna do this carefully.
I love the noise.
You are a collector. You know how to do this better than anyone.
So do like that, because this has residue there. If you have it touched there, it'll damage it.
Yeah.
So then so look at
it's
it
like
helps if you have nails.
It's like a glove.
So look at this though, but like Nintendo really went the extra mile here.
Yes.
And then the foam to protect, though this will age in time. So like if you store this long term, the foam will deteriorate.
Yeah.
I know this from having old games, but look at that.
Yeah, that's nice.
That is really nice. And then the other nice thing I like about this, playing the game, is you can do achievements. What's great about playing the game is you get all these achievements in the game from playing it. And they're really, the design and the time they went into making this is like the extra, I'm trying to show it doesn't glare, but man, it's great. Yeah. Anyway, so I could go on and on, but yeah. So this will deteriorate, but yes, nice that they have that. Do you want me to close it now or just keep it open?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. They had a great material for this stuff.
Yeah, it's a nice cardboard. So
and it's an official release for Nintendo in Brazil, which is rare.
Yeah.
So thank you, Nintendo.
It's all in Portuguese on the box.
So
which is crazy.
Who published it? Did Nintendo themselves publish it in
Brazil? I think we have this company here.
Ingram.
Micro.
There is some partners with Nintendo.
There is a partner from Nintendo that imports their stuff.
Yeah.
And when they sell it through Amazon.
Through Amazon, Americano, Gamer Hut, a lot of places. It's an official edition. It's in Portuguese on the box. And
resealable, smart.
300 guys, you said, right?
It's 400.
Yeah.
400. But you can find, if you pay upfront, you can find for
that's nice.
350.
Let's see here.
$75, like something.
Yeah.
Like that.
This looks original. It's foil. The original releases, I do believe, were foil like this. Some were just red, but they went the extra mile and went it like original. Oh my gosh, this like takes me back. It's a really nice quality
is
too.
Great.
Yeah. This is for
why not the game here?
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought about that, please.
Yeah,
that's just the trophy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I have to do a shout out to my friend John Riggs, who then took a Dremel and made his own Nintendo World Championship cart.
Yeah.
On his channel.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's super nice. And you can, you'd have to do some modification, but you
Modification,
can make your own, put your own Nintendo PCB in here of choice.
Oh.
But yeah, it's cool. It's got the little symbols back there. But yeah, look at that.
That's
This is actually you showing.
you showing the official.
No, that's a unofficial aftermarket version. But yeah, I don't have the original NWC
But it's nice
part,
to see. It's nice to see. Yeah.
But I have a full Nintendo license set
Yeah, nice.
with other weird stuff. Here.
Great collection.
That's me when my beard was brown.
But it's good because Nintendo did a great job bringing this edition to Brazil.
Yeah.
They actually sent this to us. Thank you, Nintendo Brazil, because it's getting popular in Brazil. This edition, it's growing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think
Yeah.
it's bringing a new way of playing original games.
Yeah.
And so I think there's a lot of discussion about it, and I think it brings some attention to speedrunning too,
Yeah,
which is very popular
Yes.
and modern. I think it's a modern way of playing retro. The other thing that this might do is other companies may see what Nintendo did with this, depending on sales, and may offer a speedrun collection of their own compilation. Like Konami,
sure.
Could you see Capcom doing a Mega Man speedrun competition or an achievement like thing? That might be fun. Anyways,
Yeah, I mean, it's in a good price considering it's a special edition. But of course, people of the speedrunning scene,
which
they are
insane.
very excited
Yes.
about this. Yeah, and it's getting out of the this little section of fans of this niche and going out of to some new players, some new audience is getting to know what is these world championships for the speedrunning scene, which is great because Nintendo came back to Brazil like some years ago. It was in 2020, during the pandemics. But they came back to Brazil after they were out for 5 years or so.
Yeah.
And they are growing strong now. Translating all the titles, localizing to Portuguese, and it's even in Portuguese, the software. So yeah, it's good. It's a great deluxe set.
And I don't remember the last time that I saw so many people and people from different, let's say, segments posting about the game.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I saw
You
a
saw a
lot
lot?
of YouTubers, old YouTubers, young YouTubers, like everybody's talking about this game.
Yeah.
I'm sure Nintendo is tracking this, but the good noise that they generated, it's big.
Yeah. They did some buzz on this
A lot of buzz.
Yeah.
But you had some great tips for the collector guys out there who are trying to not hurt their product, their collection, to open the right way, to pry it open, or to find the right way to, keep it after you open, which is a hard part of the process.
Oh, another tip would be to record how you open it. Because sometimes, especially with a console or game, it goes in a particular way. If you record it, then you know how to put it back in reverse order.
Always do
Where
it.
everything. Oh,
Yeah,
see,
always do it.
because there's times when I'm putting something back. I'm like, how did this?
The cables where you put, I always do it. Every time.
Certain Atari consoles, very tough. The XE game system, pretty rare. It's 1987 late release. Has 3 separate foam pieces, and you have to put it in it only goes in one way. And I had to watch an old video of mine to figure out how the foam pieces went back in.
I do this. I do a lot of unboxing videos, and it's very common that often that I go back to my videos to say, okay, how do I put this back to the box? So it's a good tip.
John, you have 36 sets, full sets, right?
Yeah.
What's your favorite set?
That's
Great
easy.
one.
Yeah,
Can I see the Mega Drive here?
Mega Drive.
Yeah. So I'm a Genesis collector. So is Genesis in the States, but Sega Genesis.
Sega fan here.
Oh, just I could go on and on about Sega. I love collecting multiple different types of consoles, but I really am passionate about Sega Genesis. The story is reason why is in the States, I saw the Neo Geo when it came out. Saw it in the magazines. Oh my goodness, the graphics, they can't get any better. And I was really excited about getting one. It was like $600 for the base model, no game, one controller. This is late 80s. I think it came.
Yeah.
And so
That's expensive.
So I showed my dad. It was in a Sears book, a Sears like catalog. And I said, Dad, I want to get this. He's like, that's great, son. You see that lawnmower over there? You can start working and doing chores, and that's how you're going to earn your console.
Save
That's
your
your
money.
New
This
Joe?
one
Yep.
was
So
Whoa.
that's the US.
Nice.
Now I have that. Now that's my box is a little beat up, but that's the US model, working, functional, fully functional.
2 controllers.
Yep.
Whoa.
SNK.
Yeah.
SNK.
SNK. This is the
Yeah.
US
Jill.
model. Very
US
rare.
model. Yeah.
There's a rare variation of it that's more rare, but anyways, I'm happy to have the US model. It's beat up a little bit, but I got a good deal on it.
Oh, it's good.
So
good.
that's to me that's beat up, but yeah, it's sorry.
For a collector, is a
Yeah.
bit of
Yeah, rating about a 6 out of 10 on the box.
It's one of
Alright.
the...
With the original
Yeah.
software etc. price sticker.
Oh, I love this.
Yeah.
And so it's very collectible.
It brings memories.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
So anyways, big Neo Geo fan. Going for a dog tag set, not complete, but there was like 13 or 14 dog tag US games. They look awesome. Very American with a big old pit bull.
Well,
on
but
it.
it's beautiful in the collection.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
going back, I wanted to earn this. Could not raise enough money. After the end of the summer, about $200. Had enough money to buy a Sega Genesis. So that's what I got with my money that I earned. I earned my first console with the Altered Beast pack-in. And the rest is history. I loved everything about Sega. They were edgier. They did games that Nintendo was a little too wouldn't probably support.
Mm-hmm.
Loved everything about it. Was a huge Streets of Rage fan.
Mhm.
Streets of Rage 2, one of my favorite games. Ghouls and Ghosts.
Goose and
I mean, that
Ghosts.
was like an early release. It was amazing. Herzog's Vi, which is a great like strategy game. I met the artist who did the cover art. He was at Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I could go on and on about the franchises, but really enjoyed collecting that over the years. The clamshell cases in the United States is second to none. So of all my sets, and I got to have it on public display at a Portland Retro Gaming Expo, my entire Sega Genesis collection.
Whoa.
Was mind-blowing when
Yeah.
I saw it.
Yeah. And I worked really hard to curate. Everything's in pretty good shape. There's everything's used. I have some sealed games. Nothing. Probably have less than 50 are sealed of the 700. But I put a smile on my face talking about Sega.
That's cool.
What about you, Luis? What put a smile on your face about your favorite collection?
Yeah, I have
Favorite set?
I have two. The Odyssey, the Philips Odyssey was my first console, so I have a very emotional
always
connection,
special.
like strong emotional connection. But then is the NES. We call the NES here in Brazil Nintendinho.
Really?
It's like
Yeah,
a little
yeah.
Nintendo
Little
in
Nintendo.
translation.
Nintendino.
Nintendinho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
Because the suffix inho in Brazil is like little.
Little.
Yeah, everything is little. Ronaldinho is a little Ronaldo.
Little
you
Ronaldo.
know? Yeah.
Great example.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Awesome.
I had a Phantom system back there in 1989 was when I got my Phantom system. So also I have and I love pretty much all the NES games. Like I love the bad games. I love the tough games.
The
like,
obscure games.
the obscure games. Yeah, it's another, let's say, segment of the NES one. Yeah, but I would say these are the two, my favorite
Cool.
two. Yeah.
And about the most recent consoles and games, do you guys like any in particular? Like,
Nope.
do you?
I don't. Only.
Yeah, please be honest.
No, I only play like the FIFA and all the EAFC.
Yeah.
I play.
I remember
pretty
you
much
said
every
in the
day.
other
Yeah,
show,
yeah. But it's-
FIFA.
Yeah. It's the only thing that I play every day. Every day.
Every day?
Every
Uh-huh.
day.
FIFA?
Yeah, but it's very unique because I play
But
my.
every year, I like FIFA 24,
Yeah,
23.
I always
And
buy
you
a new
spend
one.
a lot of money on FIFA
No, but
to play it because it's a cash grab game, right?
The FIFA.
You work
No,
hard.
but I will tell. My story is very particular.
Okay.
It's the first time that I will tell because it's kind of like
Yeah.
I play
Sure.
my Switch.
All right.
I play only the I forgot the name, the Master League, the
Okay.
manager.
The manager.
Manager,
I still
okay.
have the old name from the.
It is not the ultimate team.
No, I don't play Ultimate, so I
Okay.
don't buy anything
Yeah,
extra.
it's
right.
dangerous.
I
Okay.
start with a team from the 4th division, from
Uh-huh.
England, and then I loved like to grow and to get to the Premier
Yeah.
League. But it's kind of, that's the fun part, and my wife hates it. It's my bathroom game. Like I go, when my wife see me grabbing my Switch, she's like, oh, he's going to the bathroom. And then I play like one game and that's it. Yeah, so it's my bathroom console.
That's crazy.
But it's a great companion for
Oh,
going
I
to the
love
bathroom.
it. Yeah, I relax. It's my
And
moment.
to go to a trip
Yeah.
or, you know.
I game it's at 20 minutes is the time that I have for me. Is in the bathroom, like.
And you, John?
I play a lot of indie current releases.
Nice,
So I don't
nice.
have the time to. I would play Diablo 4 more if I could.
Nice.
I played a little bit of Halo Infinite when it came out, but mostly indie releases were
Yes.
bite-sized game experiences where I can play. I would say the best example of a modern game that I really enjoy, Vampire Survivors.
Yes.
So
Yes.
any
We
of
all
that
love
genre,
these
And
ones.
you
but then-
play on Steam Deck.
Yes, but I
Yeah.
play on everything. I
Yes.
bought it on every single platform. the newest DLC.
It's missing on PlayStation. The only one missing.
Okay, I don't have it on that, but I have it on Xbox,
But I would buy
Steam, and
PlayStation.
Switch.
Nice.
You can have it on mobile as
Yeah.
well.
I need a controller to play it. I even love the Contra DLC.
Yes.
But then I like games like that, like Halls of Torment,
Mhm.
which is a little tiny indie title, but it plays like Vampire Survivors, but it's an homage to Diablo.
Mhm.
It has
Oh.
a Diablo look.
It is a survival game?
Yes.
Oh,
Gotta
cool.
check it out. Steam. It's on
What's the
Steam.
name?
Halls of Torment.
Halls
Shout out
of
to that
Torment.
indie title.
Steam guy.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's on Switch as well. I think it's on
Oh,
Switch.
nice. Nice.
But yeah, check it out on Steam. That's an addictive game.
Oh,
really
nice.
unique. It reminds they really nailed the music and graphics of Diablo, but it plays just like Vampire
Yeah.
Survivors.
I'm
Check it
seeing
out.
There's
Yeah.
another game.
It's just like Diablo 1
Yes.
and 2.
Graphic
yeah,
wise.
graphical wise.
but
it
it's a
plays like
Vampire
Survivors.
Survivors take.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
It plays like Survivor, so it's definitely
Just control the character
That's
and
so
that's
cool.
it.
Yeah, it's
and
good.
it's really cheap.
Yeah.
That's the thing of indie games.
How much?
couple bucks.
17 reais.
Hey, ice.
Yes.
Wow.
It's very cheap.
It's just like $3-4.
That's what makes Steam that great. Is
Yeah.
like,
Yes. And it's not even on sale. That's
Yeah.
the base price.
That's the base price. Yeah.
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 like to me, I play that, and even if I don't play it again for a while or ever, I got my money's worth playing a couple games.
Sure.
And that indie company appreciates it because they're probably not making a ton of money.
Yes.
And I'm happy to support a game like that. And
Sure.
that's the type of modern games that I play and I talk about. Now, a lot of people, they're the games that get overlooked by the mainstream releases. You know,
Sure.
for every NES World Championship edition that everybody plays, there's 100, 200 games released every week on
Mhm.
multiple platforms that don't get any attention.
Yeah.
And so I totally appreciate little indie releases like that. They're not for everybody, and I know why they're kind of niche,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
man, there's some great stuff coming out on Steam,
Yeah.
especially Steam.
Yeah.
And they're all Steamed out. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
This is the
there
one.
is.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
very
Yeah.
vampire.
Don't play this; you'll get addicted.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have many levels in fairness, but yeah, very positive, overwhelmingly positive.
Yeah.
21
Okay,
levels.
21,000.
Oh, it's
It's a
phenomenal.
huge
Yeah.
game. Have you played Dave the Diver?
Yeah,
It's
so
an
I'm really-
amazing game.
Yeah, Dave the Diver. I could
Balatro. Have you played Balatro?
So my friend's really into
They
that.
are
Show to
addicted
him
to it.
Balatro.
Addicted.
Yes,
It's an amazing game.
a card game, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Card
card game that uses poker hands to play, but it's a roguelike game.
I've heard great things about it. All right,
It's
I need to check it out.
amazing. And it's done by one person. One guy alone
Yeah.
did it. And it sold,
39,000.
it
Yeah.
sold more than 1 million
for
copies.
them.
Yeah,
It's gonna be on the Game Awards at the end of the year.
For
Pretty
sure.
sure of it.
For
Pretty
sure.
sure.
Okay, when I come home, I'll go buy it.
You try.
Yeah.
I'll go buy it.
you have to play it on Steam Deck. It's
Yeah.
the best
Yes.
experience.
Can you use the touchscreen?
Yes,
Is that the
you
best way to
can.
play it?
Yeah. No, for me, the best way to play it is on the controller,
Okay.
but you can use the screen.
Okay. Not too much. Not too much.
No,
Pretty cheap.
it's, yeah, it's cheap.
It's cheap.
It's cheap.
How much is Balatro?
44 reais.
No,
44.
It's cheaper.
Oh,
It's-
44.
Oh,
for
nothing.
44.
Yeah, that's
44.
cheap.
44 is just like $10,
$10.
maybe less.
A little less.
$8.
I need to check it out.
I'm learning a lot here. Like this is a new
Yeah, I
word
mean,
for me.
we are
Yeah.
indie lovers. We are indie lovers. I played a lot of game. I play a lot of games through Game Pass
Yeah.
because they launch a lot of indie games. I played Planet of Lana. I loved it. Had a great time. It's like a limbo-like experience, and Vampire Survivors is on Game Pass as well.
that's
It's
great.
got a lot of achievements there. I'm
Vampire
playing.
Survivors is done by one person
Yeah,
alone
one
as
guy.
well. Yeah. Just like Stardew Valley.
Oh, yeah.
Stardew Valley is one of my favorite games. I love it. And it's done by one guy.
Did you play Stardew Valley, Luis?
No,
addictive.
never.
So we live in a time though that like AAA titles are now competing head to head.
Yeah.
Because I think people are seeing that some of these indie titles are more innovative, and they're offering
they are.
an experience that's missing from some AAA titles. Not
Yeah.
everything,
It is.
but then you have
But
like
it
the
is.
happy medium of like No Man's Sky.
Yes.
You have the game that like was advertised as a AAA title. It really wasn't when it came out. It was more of an indie release. But now after, I don't know, 30 bazillion free updates, now
8
people are
years.
finally seeing that
Yeah.
it's an amazing game. I mean, I could go on and on about that game. I don't have the time to play it. I played it a lot, and it's
Yeah.
really good.
Yeah.
You know
I-
that John, he's doing some homebrew games.
Yeah.
He
Yeah?
has, he's doing, and he has one game that I have this one that he's one of the characters of the
Yeah.
game.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
I'm
you can play with John Hancock.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
That's
an
cool.
indie. I'm an
And
indie
what do you
published-
do in the game?
So different games, different things.
All right.
So,
yeah, sure.
The first game I published, it's called Game Panic, and it plays like a Game and Watch game, and it's
Nice.
a parody of me avoiding spiders and water in my game room, getting through a malfunctioning garage door. And you can get all my games in itch.io. I mean, it's
HLL.
itch.io.
For people that don't know, because in Brazil, I think nobody knows this, but itch.io, it's a platform for indie games.
Yeah.
Indie games.
And
just for indie games.
Yeah, you can download the games and then play them through emulators.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just straight up ROMs.
Yeah.
And it's a way
It's-
for indie people to offer the games. But one's a Sega Genesis game called Block'em Sock'em. And you match
Whoa.
blocks together and made a Super Nintendo version. I published it, working with Second Dimension, who developed it. There's a free to download Jaguar game version of it. You can play through the Big P emulator on PC. And then I'm currently working on an Intellivision game.
Oh,
version
in
of-
television. Nice.
Intellivision.
From
and-
Tommy Tallarico?
No. Oh, no.
Yeah,
no.
the creator for one of the
Oh, the
creators
Miko.
behind it.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, Miko. Yeah. No, this is for the original Intellivision.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah, so I'm
Nice.
making, Block'em Sock'em.
Nice,
Nice.
nice.
Yeah, so
It is 32 reais.
yeah,
it's
so
cheap.
you can get my whole collection for like $20 US.
Okay.
Nice, nice.
So cheap ways of getting
Some great
Good
games.
price
Yeah.
in Brazil.
Yeah.
Very good price.
I couldn't agree more with you, John. I think the AAA games are hit or miss
Mhm.
recently.
Yeah.
It's becoming more rare the moments that we receive good AAA games. Just like Elden Ring was the last one that released full game, a lot of content, and it is a AAA game.
Mhm,
But
yeah.
Jedi Survivor, that I love,
Yeah.
the game, it released on a poor state,
Yeah.
crashing, bugs, poor
was
performance,
crashing.
and like that's a AAA game.
Yeah.
They invested so millions of dollars and releases just like this. And while this is happening, the indie games are growing and growing ever so more, and we are connecting to great indie games every year.
Yeah.
Some years I even prefer the indie games than the AAA. The year of Hades. Hades
yeah.
is a amazing
It was
game.
a fever.
Yeah, and for me was close to the game of the year this year.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I agree, totally agree with you guys. Indie games and even AA games. I was playing a game called Evil West.
Okay.
It is from my studio called Flying Wild Hog. that developed Shadow Warrior franchise,
Yeah.
which is a Doom-like game. So it's a very frenetic shooter,
Okay.
very fast-paced shooter. And I'm having a great experience playing Evil West. You know, the game does not intend to be a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
It intends to be a solid 8 out of 10.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
You feel this intention.
Yes.
I don't intend to be a 10 out of 10 game.
Yeah.
I prefer to be a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And it is so good to play. It feels so good. The gameplay, it's about vampire.
Yeah.
So I miss this theme, vampire stuff.
Mhm.
You have to hunt vampires. It is a single player experience. Very action packed. So yeah, I truly would recommend Evil West for everyone. It's on Game Pass.
Love it.
And PS Plus as well. So yeah, it's a AA game. It doesn't
Yeah.
have a huge investment, and it plays better than most of the AAA games
yeah.
we are seeing out there.
And Joe, you have
yeah.
a lot of experience going to expos. What I'm seeing, the ones that I go, that there is more and more space for
Mhm.
indie games
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
Even Retro Gaming Expo,
Yeah.
you see more and more space.
Mhm.
The thing I find out with a lot of these development communities is they're very passionate about offering a retro gaming experience or a very specialized experience. Like you go into what you said, an indie game. I don't go in expecting AAA.
Mhm.
I expect a very specific experience. It's cheap. It's going to offer X amount of hours, and I know that my money is going to a person,
Yeah.
not a huge corporation. There's nothing against that, but you know, I love supporting
Yes.
those games. And then you have
Sure.
like a AA company like Night Dive Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So like when they redid like System Shock, like
System
that's not
Shock.
they're not like a huge company, you know, they're owned now by Atari, but
Yeah.
but like still it's a very specific shooter puzzle game, and I know what I'm going to get when I get that. And I really like giving my money to those companies.
Sure.
And you know, I think everybody definitely has their own opinions of what they expect from an indie company, but I really see that, and Steam has just been a great platform for
It's the
that.
best
And
one.
then if they hit it, they make it big, then they offer it on I feel the second best platform for them is a Switch, which indie companies are 5-1
Yes.
selling
Mhm.
on Switch versus other Game Pass, Xbox or PlayStation.
And it's something that Nintendo entered late on the game of indie games.
Yeah.
It was just on Switch that they
opened that door.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
opened the door for the indie games. Yeah.
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 Steam Deck and Switch are the two consoles I play the most.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess handheld. I guess Steam Deck is, I guess, would console or would.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Handheld.
a console. It's a console experience.
Yeah.
Or
I
mean,
next to a console.
Yeah, I have
Yeah.
a dinosaur computer, so what's great about the Steam Deck is I know it's typically a Steam game's going to run on that, especially
Yes.
an indie release.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. And what about the new exclusive versions of the new consoles? Just like the Xbox One X from Cyberpunk. It is a beautiful console. And
The Series X for Cyberpunk.
no, the One X.
Ah, the One X.
Series
yeah,
X
the One X. the
doesn't
One X.
have a Cyberpunk edition. But we are were talking before the program with Chuzão that Deadpool released Xbox Series X from Deadpool
Beautiful.
and the controller,
Oh, the butt controller?
the butt controller
The butt
from
controller.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
I had the opportunity to grab on my hand and
Oh,
feel
nice.
it. Yeah, just a week ago. And we have one of these in Brazil, and I saw it, and now it's on the hand of some influencer. I don't know who is, but what do you guys think about this special editions? Do you guys collect it, or does it make a part of a collection? I mean, if you want to have a full set of Xbox One, you have to have always special editions. How it works?
Sets are personally identified. It's a personal opinion.
Okay,
So like
sure.
when I say I have a full set, it's a game set, one of every like release in a specific region.
Okay.
Now I never say I have a worldwide set. I have I'm a North American US set collector. It's very I have bookends
Niche.
of like
Right.
what I collect. I'm not necessarily a full hardware collector. I represent each console But when it goes to special editions, especially Xbox One,
Yeah.
it goes off the deep end of like, you have this version, you have this version. This version was a special giveaway.
Yes.
You know, and I think that's an individual choice.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm not that.
Okay.
No, I'm not that.
Yeah, for me, it needs to be something really special. Like I don't have much of this edition for the new consoles. I don't care much. But for the older ones, there is one specifically that is kind of I'm chasing this one for years. There is one version from the NES that was released only in Europe. The box has a outer box with kind of a glove with the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles artwork.
Or Hero
So it's a
Turtles? Is it
NES
Teenage Mutant Hero
Yeah.
Turtles there?
NES edition
Oh, in Europe?
in Europe.
So it's called the Hero Turtles because they couldn't call it Ninja there.
Exactly.
Because,
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say because Ninja Turtles was something big in my life. So if it's something special, I like it. If it's not, I don't care. Like it's just if it's exclusive.
You told us early that you wanted the Palmeiras Xbox.
The Palmeiras Xbox. Yeah.
Why?
I'm a Palmeiras
Oh,
big
you love
fan.
Palmeiras.
I love
Okay.
Palmeiras. I
Okay.
grew up close
It's
to
a
Palmeiras.
football club,
Yeah, well,
soccer
they
club
had
in
to
Brazil.
talk about it
Yeah.
earlier. It was
Yeah.
I don't ever get in the middle of Brazilian soccer discussion. It's like
I'll
a
take
thing.
him there to the Allianz Park Thursday.
Yeah?
Just to visit the club. Like there's no game, but just
Nice.
yeah.
I did play soccer my senior year.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah, so I did football or what you call it soccer here?
Soccer. No, football. We say football.
Yeah, so I played
Football.
American football, but I also played
Soccer.
football. Yeah,
Yeah.
soccer.
Yeah. It's okay to say soccer. We
But I'm a
understand.
fan of both. I'm a fan of both.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have a couple editions that are like the racer and like N64. I have the Toys R Us Gold. I have the the racer set, the Jungle Donkey Kong set, which is
nice.
really hard to get.
Yeah.
But that I don't go out of my way to get those. And it got so crazy with like the 3DS. And that just started. That's
Yes.
like Pandora's box.
Yeah, Pandora's
all
box.
the edition.
It is too much now, right? Like
Yes,
It's
too
Yeah.
much.
It's too much.
Yeah, Monster Hunter edition, Pokemon edition, Mario
Zelda
edition,
edition.
Zelda edition, Star Fox edition.
Yeah.
You have a lot of different editions from different games, which is personal. Yeah, I totally agree with you on that.
I like what Luis said. I think for me, it has to be something I really want. Now, if they made like a Ghouls and Ghosts,
Ghouls
like
and Ghosts.
Capcom Genesis, I would freak out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I would
Nice.
just like or Streets of Rage.
this is the one that I mentioned.
Oh, this is the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is
That's-
exactly
Hero
the one you're
Turtles.
looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. If somebody see one of these, please let me know.
Hero
I'm-
Turtles, as you said,
Hero
John. Hero
Turtles.
Turtles. Why is that?
That's
you-
crazy.
They had
because of
something to do with
the ninja word.
because I think it was marketing towards
Yes.
kids. They had an issue. There was like a law, like you can't. I don't know.
Oh, it's curiosity. It's good
Yeah.
to know. Good to
Yeah.
know. Oh.
So it's really hard to find. And I've been looking for this one for years. There is another one that I've been looking for years. Maybe this one is easier. Is the Genesis Streets of Rage edition.
Oh, Street Rage 2 or 1?
I think is the 2.
Yeah, with an
It's-
offer resale.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a beautiful
Yeah.
box with
You
the
know, the
Streets of Rage.
pixelated.
Yeah.
You have this one, John?
If you want to come see it at my house, you can.
Ah!
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. You guys live close to
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other,
Yeah, you can
right?
drive to my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Luis, have you ever go to the event, the retro event on Portland?
Oh yeah.
That he's-
Every year. I'm
Every
there.
year?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Since
huge.
when?
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
The first one that I've been there was 2019, 2020, because COVID, they didn't have it.
Yeah,
But
that's
now
tough.
they are back and it's getting bigger and bigger and better. So it's
That's cool.
Yeah, the best
Yeah.
Tetris player. They have a Tetris World Championship there.
there.
The
Ooh,
best
yeah.
players from the states. They go around the United States to get like the best players. They meet in Portland to play the championship, and their stream it gets lots of views. Like their channel is like
Yeah.
for live streams, it's nuts.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll
Yeah.
go there.
Totally. Totally.
You are
Totally.
invited.
You
Yeah.
Totally.
come on down.
Thank you.
Or
Yeah.
come on up and over. Yeah.
So our time is running up. Have you got a last question for them?
Actually, I just wanted to thank you guys. Really happy to have this conversation.
Oh, yeah.
We brought a lot of good information for our audience, and it was great for us to learn a few things with you guys. My question would be for both. What advice would you give to someone? I asked this to Zhão and the others in the other show. What was the one advice you would give to someone who wants to begin their collection of gaming?
Oh.
Yeah.
You want to start?
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. No, my advice is simple. I think it's about passion. You need to keep the passion alive because sometimes the collection can become a burden, like can become something bad.
Yes.
So keep the flame, keep the passion. It doesn't need to be big, doesn't need to be expensive. Like it needs to be something meaningful for you. I think there is like a natural trend for you. I want to complete a set or I want to start collecting different systems. Don't go too broad. Like keep your focus, but keep the passion alive. For me, that's the one.
Great advice.
Nice.
Great advice. We're friends.
Great advice.
So I would start with first look at what you know. What do you remember? Because you're going to know that experience. You're going to be happy and satisfied with it. And first check to see if it's not too expensive. Okay?
Sure.
Try to stick with, I would say, more common consoles. Keep within a budget. I've seen more than one person destroyed because they go into debt. They spend out of their means. So keep it small, keep it simple, and keep something with what you know. Okay? And try to stay with common. And then if you enjoy it, appreciate it, then you can branch out. But I think branch out with listening to YouTubers talk about something, talk to your friends. What's available in your region? Because I know a lot of people, they would rather go to like a brilliant store, choose own store. I'd rather go to a store like that than try to order off eBay. Because if you go, what's great about his store is you can go and like touch it and come in and pick up a game. And like to me, I think that's important that you connect with something on a physical level. And then I think that will determine like how satisfied you are. And do your research, do your knowledge. There's wonderful YouTubers out there that talk about all sorts of types of games. There's free knowledge out there from such as your channels and many others about all different types of games. Just educate yourself on what is possible with a console, because I think you'll get more satisfaction out of it.
Right.
So.
Great.
Awesome. Thank you so much, guys. I'm starting to make a collection. This last year I started with Animal Crossing. I want to have every Animal Crossing release it, and I just found on LA on our last trip the first Animal Crossing for Nintendo 64.
Yes.
The Dobuso no Mori.
Which was released only in Japan,
just releasing on Japan.
So you have the DD system.
No,
or just on the games.
Yeah, just the game. Just the cartridge.
That's getting hard to
for 64. Yeah, I found it on our store or on Little Tokyo.
Little Tokyo.
Yeah. And I bought it. And when I bought it, I thought to myself, I have to have every Animal Crossing for now on. And
it's no way back.
I got the Wii version, the Switch version, of course. I rather have. I got the Nintendo GameCube version and the
I remember
DS
that
version.
one. We were together.
I remember that one. That one you can unlock Nintendo games on.
Yeah. And I need the Wii U version right now that I couldn't find it. But that is the thing. I'm doing this because I like it. This is the thing. I don't want to have the best collection, the most expensive collection.
Sure.
I just want to have the games that I love and that make me remember some great memories from my past. You know?
Yeah, that's
a
great
great franchise too. My son doesn't collect a lot, but during COVID, played that for like 2 years.
Yeah.
Loved the Switch version.
It was the one game for the pandemics.
It was the perfect game for pandemics, and we lived it 1 or 2 days before the lockdown.
Yeah,
That's
because
crazy.
it is very social. The game, the experience of the game.
It's a brilliant game, and the 3DS one is really good too.
Yes.
My son, that's his favorite.
Yeah,
but it's more of his childhood, so it's kind of nostalgia connection.
Yeah,
what a great sub collection, and kudos to you.
If you like challenge and if you want to go deep with Animal Crossing, there is one kind of
obscure,
impossible to find. It's not a different version, but the Nintendo 64 in China, the name was IQ.
IQ
is the console is the same format of the Nintendo 64 controller, but it's a console.
Yeah.
And the games were only downloadable. You don't have physical games. They had a kiosk. You go to the kiosk, you buy the game, you download it to your console. And they have an Animal Cross there. Yeah. But it's hard to find because you need to find an IQ with the Animal Cross, like downloaded
in it, because it doesn't have the store anymore.
So at some point, if you want to go crazy, try to find an IQ with the Animal Cross.
Another crazy, don't start collecting the cards.
Oh.
So there's like card add-ons that you can get. And like,
we have this
IQ.
This is the one?
Yeah. He found it.
Oh my God.
Look at the Animal Crossing
Takeshi
cards.
right there. Takeshi.
Yeah, so there's collectible cards of Animal Crossing. You go down the rabbit hole.
Oh.
Yeah. You're welcome.
So we're giving you some stuff
okay. I will search it. But I would love to collect some PC games as well. I am a PC gamer since my childhood. Age of Empires was one more of my first games. I was showing to the guys on the 2 weeks ago that I was at the Sims 3 release event on Brazil. It was like 2008. I had 10 years or
Fenac.
9 years, and
beautiful game.
Beautiful game. And I have the Sims 3 collector's edition for PC here, but it's too hard to find PC games to purchase.
And there are actually very pretty good editions of physical editions of games for PC.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah,
I remember
they were well done. Also, don't forget, if you like that, Age of Empires 2 on DS. Beautiful
on DS.
Yeah.
With the touchscreen, oh my God.
It's a little rare. It's a little rare edition to find.
Probably rare here, but it's good. It's good. Yeah.
Cool.
If you're a big Age of Empires fan, I had to do a shout out. So,
Okay.
So, about the social media for you guys, for people to find you, please tell them, the audience.
You'll go first now.
Yeah. Oh, geez. John Hancock Retro. I'm a YouTuber, but I'm also on Instagram, TikTok. I'm the Mortal John Hancock on Instagram. I'm SW Levinist on X. But if you go to my YouTube, it's connected. John Hancock Retro. Look for my mug. Look for me with the Atari hat. This is a new hat, but I have an old Atari hat on there. And if you just come check out my videos, and you'll hopefully find some entertainment. And if you like it, subscribe. If not, thanks for coming in anyways.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
And you, Luis?
Yeah, for me, it's RetroGamer Brazil. I'm in YouTube and Instagram. These are the two platforms that I use the most. And this guy inspired me to create my YouTube channel was John and Gilon. Like two inspirations.
Gilon.
So I
Two
watched
nice
you for years.
Yeah.
And you inspired me. So
Thank
I
you.
have something of your style there.
Thank you.
But yes, RetroGamer Brazil. And thanks for the opportunity to come here.
It's been awesome.
Thank
We
you,
thank you.
guys.
We thank you guys.
Yeah. And let's go to Retrocon.
Retrocon. Hopefully see some people there. I'm super excited about it.
You're gonna love the energy. Be there, guys.
Yeah.
Retrocon's coming. Yeah, we're gonna be there.
Ok. Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys from home. Obrigado, pessoal. Foi um programa muito legal. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. E não se esqueçam que essa semana tem muito mais Follow Games pra vocês, tá bom? Mika, muito obrigado.
Muito obrigado, Gui. Foi um prazer enorme.
Thank you, John.
Valeu, galera.
Thank you, John.
Tchau, pessoal.
Valeu.
Abraço e até a próxima.
Yeah.